Caribou has a crew with a whole bunch of dudes and a couple really cool chicks. Come here to learn, come here to teach. Mostly we come to bullshit. Caribou heart, we all play our part in this cannabis game. Caribou heart, come pop a squat, recreate, or just kill your pain. Rolling up weed into a bunch of dudes and a couple dang dab hits. Laughing along, getting real stoned. Don't forget, dear Uncle Rick. Caribou heart, we all play our part in this cannabis game. Caribou heart, come pop a squat, recreate, or just kill your pain.
All right, how's everyone doing tonight?
Hey, cheers, y'all.
So far, so good.
So before someone gets a chance to hijack me, because I'm the first one talking, so I'm just gonna start going right away.
I wanted to show you something though.
Oh, too late. I was first. What do you call it? You know how like your leaves and your nodes they alternate, right? Two on one side, two on the other. Two. What do you call it when you get three or four at the same intersection? Because that's what I've got going on now.
Four-way? Is there
Like
a stoplight or a stop sign?
Life, eh?
That's the real question.
Right in here, I'm noticing I got 3 and a 4th nodes in here. Now this is unfortunately got mislabeled. I'm pretty sure that's actually a Jack the Ripper, but it's labeled as it could be one of my violator crosses. But I think I've heard about that coming out in Jack the Ripper in some of the phenos before. I forget the actual name for it, other than fucking awesome, maybe. But that's something. It's just a little tiny fucking plant that I was like, oh, it's sickly looking. I don't know if I really want to be like, you know, when you start making cuts, only the strong survive type shit. And I look at that one and start pulling off some leaves. I'm like, that's a bushy little thing in there, and it's got twice as many branches as the next one beside it. So it's I'm real interested.
Would you say you're branching out?
Yes. Yeah. See that.
I've had when I popped seedlings before, I've had one where it's come up as 3-leaf instead of 2-leaf. You know, usually you got your cotyledons and then your first 2 major leaves. I've had it where it was like a 3, like a you know, like you get a 4-leaf clover. It was like that, but a cannabis seedling, a 3-leaf, just a triploid or something they call it. I forget the real name there was for it, but it broke itself out of that after about 3rd or 4th node. It returned back to just standard 2.
Well, I hope that one doesn't go back to boring, just alternating 2 by 2, because that's less weed for me to be able to smoke later on down the road when it's finished. And like, fuck that, I want lots. I'm greedy.
I'm sure that one will be fine.
Well, I got high hopes for it. So I kind of had a bit of a revelation today. It's too fucking cold outside to be brewing microbes anymore. It's at the point where you're just about dropping below freezing in the mornings here. So, and so the shitty thing about living with a whole bunch of women who like a reasonably clean house that doesn't smell like fucking compost and all this other shit. Because like, if you look, that's my tent right beside me, and right outside the tent, touching on the tent, is my bed. I've got, and it's all organic, everything in there up to this point. I got no problem sleeping next to fucking critters and kind of funky shit. The girlfriend, her daughter, and her cousin, on the other hand, they think a little bit differently than I do. So I was forced to, well, not forced, but I decided I'm gonna do a little bit of bottled nutrients farming over the winter, just because so I don't have to worry about losing my crop there. So I went out and bought all that fucking shit.
I share those same problems with you, except for I don't have a daughter or a girlfriend because of the fact that I have a studio full of tents.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, watch out for the cords. Hey, don't move that. Watch out.
Yeah, if I can get yourself clotheslined by the extension cord reaching from here to there if you're trying to make shit work.
No, you can't close that door all the way. It won't shut.
He's like, I was about to say, we can't close that to watch this movie. The glare's killing me. You're like,
Yeah.
no.
No, it's like I had to improvise because the first 3 nights after I changed my lighting schedule, man, having those lights on all night in the studio, it's just like,
Yeah. You don't hand out freaking eyeglasses when people walk into your crib?
Yeah. It's like, yeah, you're the whole heat shield.
Yeah, I set a clothesline up for myself because I didn't realize I wasn't, because I got a lot of wires, like extension cords just kind of chilling across my pipes. They're not plugged in or anything, they're back up. So I grabbed one because I've been growing outdoors, so I had nothing to flower. And I'm like, all right, yeah, I ain't using this for anything. I'm like, fuck, I'm plugged there. That's not important. Boom. Give it to my boy. Come to find out, it's fucking my main oscillating fan to push all the heat out and shit. And I didn't realize it because I had so many things running across the top. So now it's like, shit, I gotta obtain another extension cord to get back over the pipes rather than. But right now it's running literally like right across, like length, like head level. So it's like as I'm going around my plants, I gotta be like limboing around and shit. Just another thing to avoid. And when I come up, I'm gonna probably hit my head on the light like I usually do, and then smack the fan that I don't put the cover over. Yeah, it's a dangerous job, but somebody's got to do it.
Yeah. I never understood people wanting to play with electricity and high voltage and wires and watering stuff. And
TNT. Dynamite.
Hey man, water and electricity
I thought he was
work
singing
well
the
together.
song for a second there.
when I had the aquarium company, I was even more surprised because all your equipment goes underneath the fish tank in the cabinet, you know, and these are like saltwater aquariums, and people don't put drip lines on their freaking line. And
Yeah, and then there's sump overflow. Everything's fucking through it.
yeah, your whole power supply on the floor, water freaking running down the cord, dripping on it. Everything's freaking oxidized and rusted, wondering why their breakers are tripping. I'm like, you're tripping. Look at this shit you got going on down here, dude. The fuck?
That's funny shit.
I haven't heard one from you, Rick.
Yeah, Rick. What's up, Rick?
Technical difficulties.
He's on mute.
It's a small show.
What?
Still on
What?
mute.
Nothing.
What?
No, though.
Okay. You got unmute, man. Unmute.
So without it, but we seriously can't hear you.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, how's that? How's that?
Right.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Hey, good to see everybody. Good to see y'all. I got a little bit of a show and tell.
Before you do that, can outside plants harm a plant?
And
Nah.
this is nothing to do with masturbating, okay? That's not that kind of show and tell. But my
He's got a younger portrait of himself besides the one behind him.
You don't have to tell us, Rick. Oh, you got your picture's down.
He said he was going to do it.
Well, there's something
missed
else
that.
going on there,
I
but I
missed that.
can't
Okay, go
divulge that information at this point. But it's soon to be announced. But regarding my autoflowers, I really I just had one nightmare after the other. These are my outdoor autoflowers, but I gotta say that one of them came through for me, and I don't know if this light gives it justice, but the purple that's in there and the smell is just absolutely spectacular.
You can see it's dark. I mean,
Yeah.
I can see it's dark. I can't.
But it's like a purple black. It's really, really beautiful.
That's one of hypotheticals.
Yes, it is. Unfortunately, I can't tell you which strain it is because I got all my seeds mixed up. But
I'm
sorry.
sure he'd be able to notice, identify it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna trim it until I let him take a look at it, or I'll take some pictures and post it. And see if he can help me. And Johnny came through for me a mail call. He sent me. I've got some Afghan Kush rigs and this one here, Bobby's Bears. So really excited about that. And geez, I'm just about running out of. Oh no, that's pretty much it. Other than that, life's good. Raining like hell. I'm not complaining. Chad is asking me if it's PG-13. I don't know what he's referring to.
Show and tell.
Show and tell.
Oh, PG. I get it.
We have a warning at the beginning of the show, I believe.
Oh my goodness. Welcome everybody in chat. I did have as usual, I have some questions and I had one. Okay. No, that's for Spartan. Save that.
He's here somewhere.
Yeah, I saw him. Welcome, sir. Welcome.
Yeah, welcome everybody in chat.
Okay. Here we go. Here's a question for everybody. Welcome, John. I was going to say 40 acres, but there you are, buddy.
I saw Green Goddess in there, but
yeah,
I mean, I got barely any power.
I just logged in. What's up, everybody?
So,
Hey.
When we talk about, like say, reducing the temperatures near the end of flower to bring out the colors in the particular strain, I'm curious if it does anything else other than just bring out the. In other words, are we only doing that to give more bag appeal, or does it enhance the terpenes or THC or anything else like that?
I'm off.
I've never
Is laid down.
I'm ready for
Good night, dear.
I don't know. I mean, if I had to take a quick guess, and it's just me guessing, just like how a plant cannibalizes itself, it tends to bring a lot of THC into the bud. I'm wondering if possibly that kind of works in the same aspect. I mean, I got nothing to back this on. It's just me throwing it out there. Somebody smarter in chat's gonna fucking prove me wrong anyway. It's red on. But the cold may just be another thing that brings the THC closer to the core to make sure that fucking they don't die, like that's just a guess. I know it brings out some colors, but and increases some trichome production. But I mean, as far as your question, I'm not 100% sure.
Actually, what you're saying. Sorry, Caribou.
What was the question? I didn't hear it. Sorry.
Yeah, so I was just curious, like, in order to bring out the colors in our plant, we reduce the temperatures. But what you're saying does make sense, Prophet. Yeah, so not only does it bring out the colors, but it also, like you just said, it increases the terpene production. So, and that in turn could possibly increase the THC. Makes sense. What I'm getting at is like, well, if you're just growing it for your own personal use, who cares what color it is?
Right.
Well, some people like the color of weed. Right? It's all a personal preference, right? Totally subjective. I totally see your point, but like me personally, I like the smell of purple, and I got some buds around here somewhere that is like dark purple. I would just I would love to play with that, right? So as a weed nerd, I would like to have color in there, but I got you, Rick. If at the end of the day, it's going to burn the same whether it's red, blue, purple, or whatever, right? In theory.
Yeah, just curious.
Like I always wonder that like it gets dark so it can retain more heat from the smaller amount of sun, right? I don't know.
That's a good point, though. That
No
seems
idea.
like it would work, right? You have They don't have white solar panels.
Yeah, I mean, I know things have been selectively bred, obviously, for that for however long, but you know, I don't know. I mean, they're
There's gotta
flowers.
be something.
They are flowers, so I mean, you know.
There's
It
gotta
could
be
also
something
speed up the trichome's maturity by tricking the plant that winter is coming and it needs to finish off
Right.
faster.
And like
I would say that most of that would
different
actually be
parts.
strain specific though. Because there are strains that when you start cooling them off, they do not fucking like it at all. And they just kind of shut down on you. Whereas then there's other strains that just, you know, you cool it down, even say like for our, say for like our 22, 23 down to say 20 degrees for up here in Canada. I've seen plants just fucking thrive, but then there's, like I said, there's that coin, you flip it, you get a little bit cooler and your plants are like, fuck you, I don't like this, give me a jacket or something. And you know,
Are you even keeping proper VPD per day if you're allowing your temps to drop 10 degrees at night like that?
Well,
You
your
know what I'm
VPD changes at night, doesn't it?
Well, I
It
mean,
does. Your humidity
Once
has.
light goes off, your VPD will change as well.
Now you have it under
when I
control.
started flushing, I was throwing ice on top of the fucking shit and dumping water. So I mean, I can only imagine how fucking cold that water was going through there. You know,
Ice cold.
ice. Now I know. Thank you.
You
Thank
think
you.
about going digging through a cooler, grabbing that beer at the bottom of the cooler that's been sitting in that icy water, right? Pretty fucking chill.
Catching frostbite on your way in.
Yeah,
I got it.
I get that fucking headache. Fuck.
We pour ocean water, a couple cups or half a bucket of ocean water in the coolers with the ice, and it creates this salt water brine that gets colder than ice itself.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
It's just.
Now I wonder if like the color in the plants, like the dark thing, the purples, the blues, even the reds and all that, that's the presence of anthocyanin. I wonder if there's medicinal benefit to the anthocyanin. I've never looked into that. Like sort of like the presence of different terpenes and stuff like that that carry different attributes with them. Does a plant with a heavy anthocyanin level do more than another would in a certain aspect? That's a neat thing to kind of, and another avenue to travel down.
Yeah. Or even that we know that a lot of terpenes will volatilize even at like 90-degree temperatures or even some in the 80s. So what if you just were able to manipulate that room temperature the last 2 weeks of flower to where you can capture those terpenes that might have been volatilized with it being at a higher temperature or something like that. I don't know. We can go down a deep wormhole on this.
Yeah, no, it's a good point. Good point, DP. Yeah.
Can terpenes be rejuvenated after they've been evaporated off the plant like that?
No way. That's like a rotten fruit trying to bring it back, right?
You can preserve the ones that would have been taken out those last 2 weeks if you're not reaching those temperatures. You know what I mean?
Those same
those same daytime temps. You know what I mean? You gradually break down, and then those last 2 weeks you're able to ride out at a cooler temp. Maybe you get some different type of terpene profile. Who knows? I don't know.
Somebody out there knows.
So, what do you got over there, G-Bay?
The Mendo breath.
Ooh-wee.
Smells like
Nice.
medicine.
I got some lamb's breath crossed with acid. I'm pretty excited.
Decent.
There's absolutely no fruit smell in that. That is mothball, you kind of Clorox cleaner, sort of. It smells like knocking your dick in the dirt. That's
An old janitor.
Yeah. It smells like
Cheers, Aldrich.
Old mop and shit.
Yeah, that's exactly.
The one he left in the bucket overnight because he was a lazy fucking janitor.
Then he used it to mop the fucking balls.
Emily Fowler, cheers, brother.
The old mop turd.
Mop terps. I like that.
Mop
Dirty mop terps.
That's what I'm on. Yeah, mop turps. There we go.
mop
Some
sauce.
dirty mop terps.
Dirty mop turp. Hey, so just so everybody knows, you can overwater 20-gallon pots.
Uh-oh.
I
Of
found
soil?
that yeah.
Yeah.
And this is one that didn't have that much aeration in it to begin with. So I'm hoping, I'm praying, hoping and praying that it'll come out of it. But
It's not in a sip container, DP. No.
Nope.
Are you hoping?
I'm hoping for you, buddy. I lost my coffee.
Are you praying?
I
still
just
got
shit the bed on me.
doing really good. Those are in the 5-gallon. One's in a 5-gallon hippie setup. The other's just in a 5-gallon.
Hey, man. Fluffy says.
Yeah.
Fluffy says, "Who cares?"
Yeah. Fluffy says, "Who cares? Just keep going. Put a fan on."
That's what I know. That's why I love it when I fuck up or something, and I'll tell Fluffy, he's like, "Good, now you know what to do." Like, you learned something. Good job. Stop bitching about it. Don't do it again.
So,
drill holes on the side of it.
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I do with all my pots.
In there
But
too.
hey, little tip for you, DP. If you start drilling the holes, right, and you're using the circular spade fucking shits, make sure you take a razor blade and you go on the inside of that motherfucker and you scrape away all that shit, because sometimes I found it would grip the goddamn, as I was trying to pull the thing out, it's like gripping the parts that are plastic that are sticking inward.
You do that some more.
How was it gripping?
What were you doing?
Because when you drill it, like the fucking what do you want to call it, the little frail ones, I mean, depends on what you use it for. A bucket, I mean, if you use it a Home Depot bucket, you probably don't gotta worry. But those thinner ones, man, when I was going with just the drill bit, it was poking in, and then when I tried to pull the fucker out, all those poke-ins were fucking in there, and I was like, oh shit, like I had to take a knife, run it around there, fucking, pry all those in, and then I took them out, and once I razor bladed them away from the inside, all those drill holes that, like I said, it depends on how thick the plastic is.
Prophet's got to be a professional grower by now, bro. He's got more problems than he solved more problems than anybody I've ever heard.
Mason jars are handy. That's what's
According to
you gotta do it. Though. You had to fucking drill those holes in there.
Hey, aeration, man. I was all about it.
Well.
So that's like.
I got a question. Have any of you brought back a plant that was like at like week 3.5, just cutting the top and cutting the bottoms that had one little bud and putting it in a clone machine? Because otherwise what's up, Chad? Otherwise I'm gonna lose my coffee strain that I've had for like 6 years. I'm gonna be fucking
monster cropping, or monster cropping, where you take a flowering fucking thing and we got Spartan too. Hell yeah.
Oh, Spartan, nice.
Got a flowering.
We got some professionals to correct me.
Cheers,
I must have said something.
Great to see you, brother.
Right now.
Cheers, Westport.
I no longer have the
Cheers,
longest
brother. Freedom fighter.
So yeah, you guys hear that? All right, so I basically took the lower branches where there was only one bud, because the top buds are fucking like this. All right, so I found some lower branches to my strain that I want to keep around that died on me in veg for probably lack of care due to working and everything else. So to be able to save this strain, I'm hoping to re-veg it. I put them all in my clone machine. Now, realistically, I should be able to leave them in my clone machine, even if it takes a fucking month, for them to grow roots and re-veg. But it should do that, right?
Yeah. Where do you do the rest of the plant?
The rest of the plant's in the yard.
In the what?
Yard.
Did you take it out of the pot and everything? You can re-veg that pot. You could just leave it in that pot and re-veg it.
No, dude, this thing's in the ground and it's like weak fucking. It's outside, like it's part of my yard. Okay, I can't take that plant nowhere. So I went for the inside without the top. Like all my outside buds are like I said, they're stacked. So waiting for that to revert and put it in my clone machine would take up a lot of space. So I went for the more inside ones that only had one bud that was only like that big on top of it, but had a nice stem to it. So I took those and I put those in my clone.
This should work just fine.
right.
I'd be worried about bringing the outside stuff in. I would have
I sprayed the shit out of them.
Okay, cool. And
the clone machine itself is moved away from the rest of my plants with its individual little 300-watt fucking blurple. So it's I'm just.
I would also, if you're really worried about it, I would also try. Have you ever tried air layering before?
No, actually, I don't even know if I heard that.
Okay, so you could take another part of another branch that you like, and you can root it right on the branch. So what I mean by that is you take like traditionally they just use soil, but just take a root right cube and cut it.
I think I have seen it. They put a
cut
bag
that
around that
lengthwise like a hot
shit.
dog bun and just wrap it around that branch. Make sure it's moist, and then wrap plastic around it to keep the moisture from evaporating. And eventually, you should see roots pop into
Cover it with foil.
If you look up air
Yeah,
layering,
if it's outdoors.
I'm skipping steps here, but
Yeah.
but just look up.
I mean,
air
if
layering.
if you think them going in the clone machine will eventually turn them, I don't care if I got to leave them in the clone machine for 3 months.
Yeah,
You know, I want this strain. I don't want to lose it, so I'll leave it there, and I can wait for it.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you keep that,
the plants
keep
are
up
out
that
there.
clone machine.
Okay, so there's some hope. There's some hope.
I mean, at the very least, change the water in that clone machine every week or so.
Yeah, I usually pretty adamant about that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
I'm on top of my clones, man.
I'd keep an eye on them for root development. You could start to see, usually you'll get the little white nubs and you could tell, okay, that's going to be good. We're going to get roots popping out. But at the same time, on that outdoor plant, keep your eye on 2 or 3 vigorous little ones that you might be able to chop off just in case. At 2 weeks, if you have nothing going right now,
Oh, I'm at like week 3 or 4. Oh, you mean with the other ones? So like, yeah, even though like, so 2 weeks, I'd be at like 5.5. I should still be trying to look for some little ones to try to put back up, basically.
Just to make sure you have something that roots. Yeah.
Gotcha. But as soon as that fucker roots, dude, and I got an okay root system, I don't care if there's still a bit of a bud on there or whatever, I'm putting it right in the goddamn dirt. Or actually, maybe I should just fill the bucket and go to hydro. It would be so much quicker to fill the clone bucket with water, take out the pump, and then put a stone in there. I wouldn't have to touch it.
Yeah, do a DWC clone.
Yeah.
Just change it every once a week.
Yeah, and then you can grow that out, and then you could grow that out in that system tall enough to take the more clones off of and then go straight to the soil.
Sure.
Yeah. I think I just solved possibly that problem. But I'm not gonna get in be hopeful. I'm gonna be hopeful. I'm not gonna be like, all right, I'm good.
Figures the cost for you, man, because it frickin' sucks when you lose like one of your cherished strains and it's just like goodbye. I think it was Wednesday or Thursday when I was at work, I was talking to one of the younger fellas I work with, and I'd given some clones to his mom, like I don't know, about a year ago, and kind of forgotten all about them. One of those was my Gorilla Skittles, which is, if you heard me talk about the baby shit terps in the past, that's the plant that it came from. And in terms of like just the smell, the taste, everything, this is like probably one of my 2 or 3 favorite strains I've ever grown. So I was like, I just, accepted your loss. I got a few bag seeds out of it from that have popped out over the couple of years that I was growing it. But anyways, this young fella starts mentioning how they just cropped out and how that Gorilla Skittles, he's like, oh, the smell on that. And I was like, fuck, you guys still got that? And it's like, can I get cuts? Like, blah, blah, blah. I just start, mile in a minute, trying to, what can I do with excitement there? And sure enough, they've got rooted clones of the Gorilla Skittles I can have. I can also get my hands back on my Super Silver Haze, my wedding cake. There's a third one in there, hash plant, the Lost Coast hash plant that I had too. I don't know if I really want those back. They're good, but not something you're gonna go necessarily out and search for. But that Gorilla Skittles, that's to me personally, that's a game changer for my garden. To be able to get that one back, it's huge.
There's so much diversity out there in this cannabis industry that it almost, why keep it?
What do you want to keep it?
Because if it's the unicorn, it's the one that stood out.
If
it's different from everything.
Yeah, for me, that was one of my unicorns. Ironically, I've had a seed out. I've had a seed out through every grow except for when I grew either the Grimnica or the fucking coffee. Like every now and then I get a seed out, but it would never be one of these plants, and I would have been fucking happy with that because I could work with that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, never.
If everybody that says they've had that unicorn has really had the unicorn, your name on that would be everywhere.
Dude, your unicorn and my unicorn are two different unicorns.
Yeah, but everybody's
I don't want to burst anybody's bubble, but unicorns don't exist.
dude. Unicorns.
They did at one
is the
point.
national
Maybe not in your
animal of
garden, Uncle
Scotland.
Rick.
They're fucking pooping all over Johnny's yard.
Yeah, tell that to Scotland. It's their national animal. For the love of God.
Yeah, I'm about to say they used to exist, just like dragons.
So
Okay.
Scotland has unicorns and the Loch Ness monster. Fuck, I want to go hang out over there. They got some cool shit apparently.
Okay.
I don't know, man. That Loch Ness monster shit's kind of bothered me because I'm like, yo, when this motherfucker gotta come up for air.
Actually,
Like-
got a package from Scotland today. It's a comic book.
Hell yeah.
A Scotland comic book?
All right.
Canon, man.
Yeah, it's funny. He's got funny comments. Sorry, speaking of.
Man.
Speaking of
I swear I have no Scottish ancestry at all whatsoever. None.
there we go.
I definitely don't see any on you, G-Bay.
Yeah,
That's funny.
Frito,
It's
I
story
definitely have
time.
my own-
Story time with Chad Westport.
Yeah.
All right, boys and girls.
Tell
grab
us a
your
story.
pipes. We're gonna tell a tale.
Ooh, pack your bongs, get ready.
We'll go with number 13 today, kids. It's entitled Drying by Connor McLeod. Put those clouds in the
Scottish.
air, guys. Okay.
This is gonna be great.
What the fuck? Where's all the smoke? There's none left. What? Calm yourself, Dune. There's some in the drying cupboard. Phew. Thank fuck for that. He opens the door. Hello, lovely ladies. You all look so tasty. I'll just pop you on the radiator for a quick little dry. 20 minutes later, well, it's ready. It shrunk. Sigh.
Does
The
it have
end.
a picture of profit right there? I put the fucking weed on the radiator.
Hey, hey.
That's the best comic book I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
It's awesome. This dude, Candyman, he has his own YouTube channel, but he does he talks a lot with medical patients. Like, it's not legal in Scotland yet. He's got the rad Scottish accent, like, you know, heed pants no. It's freaking fun to listen to him. But yeah, he does his kind of stuff and he likes doing comics. So he sent me one of his comic books and it just arrived today. So I don't know. We're talking about Scotland. It's sitting next to me. Thank you, Connor.
Perfect.
I'm glad you shared that, dude. That was great.
Yeah, definitely.
Freedom!
Read it
No,
every
sorry.
night about this time for my bedtime comic book reading. So you just got yourself into quite a lot doing that.
Hey, man.
So are we,
I like
what
the
are we-
one page stories. I could totally get into those.
Yeah, it's like old Ziggy. I mean, what am I hearing here? Am I hearing like a potential fans only opportunity or
Yeah.
Did you
Story
say fans only or only fans?
I don't know which one it is, dude. I'm not. Yeah, whatever they are. Fans, is it fans only? Only fans?
There's probably one of both.
I'm on OnlyFans. Check out mine. If it's the same stuff you're talking about.
I'm
I'll be
scared of
Roll myself a blunt.
Oh, jeez, oh, Pete's. I'm also scared of this coffee pot thing or coffee cup that I found hidden because it's only
something.
we have in here. I tried cleaning it pretty well, but
You did a good job.
Does it have that permanent like coffee ring around the bottom? Different layers, like freaking
You're good.
sediment on the side of the Grand
from
Canyon.
different decades.
Dude, it's like the Asian tea kettle that you have to fucking
Yeah.
or
Otherwise, they'll crack
yeah, that's it.
if you don't add that glaze, man.
the only thing keeping that thing together.
Yo, and it's like 1,000 years old, and they have to brew it and do it all the time. It's like a whole fucking process and procedure or
How's
ritual,
this?
whatever.
How's this?
They brew the tea in the pot, and then they go
Okay.
over, and the
Form a little
key
clay
is
pot.
they actually have to pour over the pots and actually cover the actual pottery with tea so that it creates a glazing of
That's pretty.
some type. Yeah, those 1,000-year-old fucking Chinese pots you see, man, that are like shiny and shit. That's what that is.
That's
Okay.
decent.
And the ones that you see that are more like dried out, they haven't been maintained for that long, as long.
So
you
what
know?
if you pour tea on them again?
Well, you might be able to restore them. I remember seeing something about it. but it would take, you know, some
Thousands of
time to
years.
bring them back. I don't know about
Usually I
thousands of
just,
years.
I just have this thing. I just like push this little lever down, and then my water boils. So that's what I usually do. And then I just make my own tea. Fuck that kettle.
All right. Well, my
Tea,
stove,
you
the
fucking
clicker
bitch.
kept on
Coffee.
clicking, so I had to find the starter wire.
We were
and I
talking
cut
about tea.
at 3 a.m. And now I got to light it with a lighter, but I got to light it with my torch. But my torch doesn't work the button, so I got to light my torch with my lighter. So it's a real pain in the ass to light my stove right now. Letting you
It's
know.
like you're a welder,
Right.
dude.
Damn near. I just can't wait for the next person to live it, like come in to check out the stove. They're gonna be like, "What the fuck? How did that get cut right there?"
Just have a candle going the whole time, right near it.
Hemp wick.
There you go.
Quick start.
With all his burning. There you go. He's got the big old roll.
Whoop, whoop. Some third world
Usually lasts me about
problems.
6 months, dude.
Some
but I
first
mean,
world problems.
Damn.
You said that'll last you 6 months?
Oh, dude, it lasts forever, dude. It makes your lighters last forever too.
I got a whole entire roll I've never touched.
I got the huge fucking roll of it too.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is my second. This is my second roll this year, so I'm looking
That
at the second one. This is
shit-
pretty new. This one is.
That's just way too hippie.
Never used it.
Whoa,
Like
whoa,
about
what's-
a week ago, I was
Hey,
taking
I'm
a fucking piss and I dropped my hemp wick lighter because I'll just wrap it around the lighter. I dropped it in the toilet full of piss, and I'm just like, well, I can't flush that because it's gonna fucking plug the line somewhere down the line. So I'm like, I had to reach in there, and obviously, well, I'm not smoking that hemp wick lighter anymore.
I hope not.
Sure you're not. You're like fire purges all.
Out. Oh, you're going to want a lighter, bumps.
It's coated in beeswax, bro, so you would have been good.
Hey man, it's like that vape fucking commercial. You guys have it down there where like the kid drops it in the urinal at the fucking school and like picks it up out of the toilet and picks it up and still uses it, but the toilet water is all blue and fucking nasty looking. I just look at that and I'm like, ugh.
That's a good point, though. Yeah, they're covered in usually like this one for sure. It's got the
Beeswax.
beeswax on it, so yeah, it
Yeah.
burns slow as fuck.
Camping
And,
the other weekend, I just put a brand new vape card on my pen, so like $70 or something, right? I'm sitting in my lawn chair having a beer. I'm catching fucking some fish. I'm having a good time. Put the vape pen down on my lap, and I catch a little bit bigger fish, so I stand up to deal with it. Well, don't I hear plink, plink, plink on the rock? Down goes my brand new fucking vape pen, right in the water. I can see it, but it's in scuzzy, like, bass territory, lily pads and fucking seaweed, and I'm a bitch when it comes to that. I don't like seaweed touching me, but I had to fucking jump in that shit and get that. It was 6 feet down under the water and frog infested leech fucking water.
That's
Not
good
as bad
stuff.
as it-
You should
not
make
as
a
bad
fuck,
as it.
You're afraid of frogs?
you should compost all that seaweed, dude.
Well, just the seaweed touching me. I don't know. I'm tough, but not that tough. I can't do it.
I guess, I mean, from the ocean state, you're kind of used to seaweed touching you.
Think
I
about like,
walk-
Yeah, I live in near lake,
Yeah.
but it's just
I mean, I ain't going deep, don't get me wrong, but I mean, that shit does kind of linger inward, so, you know.
So much life in that shit. If you grab a ball of a sargassum seaweed that's out here, is the most common one. It's called sargassum, which you find floating. You can just shake it in your hand, and you see all the tiny baby shrimp, all the microbes in there, tiny little seahorses, sargassum fish. That's the start of life, bro. Right after phytoplankton comes those guys. That's the
he's talking about freshwater though. I'm pretty sure.
I hear, no, see,
bro. There's no fucking seaweed in fresh water. That's not
You don't
called
have to- you
seaweed.
don't have to-
yeah, what the fuck?
Call it.
yeah, there is. You guys, come on.
It's a freshwater plant or an algae.
Exactly.
It's freshwater plant or an algae.
Exactly
He was-
what it is. It's just
Freshwater
underwater.
very-
plant. But my
You were very
phone, I don't like-
misleading, bro. You were
Who, me or him?
misleading, bro.
I knew what he was talking about. You could
Wait,
tell,
wait.
I could tell because
Who?
he was so disgusted by it, so he didn't even care to learn.
Oh, okay, yeah, he said seaweed, so I'm like, yo, you bitch. Still, pond scum? You afraid of that? Come on.
Yeah, I'm not afraid of it, but it's just, bleh.
Slimy.
Whatever. Dude, you said you were afraid of frogs. I used to catch those with my bare hand.
Frogs are also
No,
slimy.
I'm not afraid of frogs.
These
Just
things are
that.
slimy.
Their
You're afraid of
territory, I
them.
don't want to swim in that shit.
You're not scared of your fucking beard?
I used to eat their legs.
Yeah, dude, frog legs are pretty good. Trying to catch them, though, to build up enough for a meal was a pain in the ass. Especially when it was like 5 of your boys and, you know.
Go gigging.
So We didn't actually have to dissect frogs by the time I was in high school, but there's probably at least one panel member here that had to
Fetal
dissect
pig.
frogs in science
Fetal
class.
pig.
Really?
I had to do a fetal pig.
We had to do a goat on
That shit got real. Like there was a lot in that motherfucker.
The
It wasn't
brain-
like
the
it
brain
wasn't
was
like
the
a
close.
earthworm or the frog, which is there's a bit going on in there, man. I had
Fuck.
a fetal
Man,
pig was this
we-
big and shit. Rigor mortis like a motherfucker. Rita formaldehyde. I was getting like wrecked off the fumes, you know.
Like I know we went to like kind of ritzy schools out here, but fuck, we had owl pellets. Does that make me a snowflake?
No,
We did owl pellets in
no, dude, I
elementary
didn't get one of those. I was so jealous that I didn't.
That was
I was-
great.
Seriously, I'm not even
Us.
joking, dude. But
I was looking for one.
I'm with Prophet. We had to dissect the baby pig. That sucked, dude. I
Dude,
worked on a farm and I loved pigs. Those were like my favorite animal. And then we're sitting here fucking dissecting a baby pig. I'm like, what the
dude, I came from the city, and now they're asking me to dissect a fucking animal, and I was just like,
I was
what?
fine with a frog. I'm like, yeah, whatever, a frog.
Never given the frog,
Baby
never
pig?
given the earthworm. It went right to bang.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
the
didn't do
fetal
the
pig.
earthworm. I never had that one.
Yeah, dude, they were big. Like I've seen them. They were like this long and fucking like they were big enough for you to fucking dissect. If that makes you could pin them down to skin, and you know.
Yeah.
Would you dissect on a worm?
We got these fucking.
Well, the
much.
intricacy of what's going on in a worm is, from what I'm told.
Think of an earthworm like 16 inches long.
Thank you.
A huge.
Oh, they got
earthworm.
giant ones down the range.
Like this is a serious worm. This is a worm you look at real quick and be like, "Oh fuck, was that a snake?"
Yeah.
Like
It
these
was
are
Right,
big.
man. Snakes freak me out. That's what freaks me out.
I'm getting one
I don't
this
fuck-
week. I don't give. It's coming home with me.
I've had like boa constrictors around my neck, and I mean, I'm fine with that. But like,
Yeah.
don't startle me with a fucking snake because I want to.
Oh no, that's just rude. Because I mean, if the snake overreacts to your overreaction, that's just instinct.
It's just a noodle with a head.
He's gonna be hanging out right here during the show.
with teeth that can bite you and shit, dude.
Yeah, no, well, that's all they got, man. They're gonna lose every fight. Every fight. Doesn't matter.
They're gonna.
It all
lose.
depends on the
but
snake,
snakes
too,
can also
man.
lose. There could be two losers in a fight.
Dude, it all depends on the snake. A boa doesn't even have really teeth. They got ridges.
I know.
You know?
Yeah. Well, they're still.
A lot of constrictors
They
like
can still
that.
do some fucking damage, man.
I've been bit by it. I mean, it depends on the size. You know what I'm saying? Like mine was like this big, and he snapped at me, and he broke some skin. But it wasn't like, oh fuck, I lost a finger, or oh shit, trying to wrap it up and trying to kill me.
Are you
I'm gonna have
get
a
one?
fun show with some real men.
Huh?
I said,
I'm
are
gonna
you
have
gonna
a
get one?
fun show with some real men. The fuck?
Yeah,
Yo, pansies and shit, dude.
dude, I'm not afraid of snakes, man.
Come up here to Michigan. We'll see who's a pansy, man.
I will chase. I'll be chasing that fucker down and be like, call my boy and be like, yo, I got this kind of snake I'm chasing down. Can we breed it? Because he's got 52 fucking pythons, dude. Beautiful ones. Like I posted some in the Discord that we got and shit. And I should probably post on Cannabis,
That
but
all white one with the black eyes, man. Like
and we
would
figured
love
out
that.
how to make more of them, and we could either make them all white, and I mean it's white, it's fucking DP's background with fucking full red eyes, full black eyes, or even blue eyes. I'm debating on a red or a black.
Damn.
The morphs are pretty cool, but they're invasive species down here. They've been let out in the wild, so they're in the Everglades growing fucking 8-footers and 10-footers, eating freaking everything.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they pay you to go out. You register with the county, and they give you your own territories that you could go on, these water management areas, and they give you keys to these areas that you can open these gates, GPS markers, so you can tell them, hey, look, I started working. This is my GPS marker, and you go python hunting, and they go out there and slaughter dozens of pythons.
Now, if you catch small ones, are you allowed to like say ship them to me?
No, they all died. I'll get paid.
Terminate
They
them,
get
right?
paid for what they kill.
That sucks, dude. I would love some like raw genetics of the python rather than to start again.
Yeah,
I got a python
down
for
the
you,
fucking
buddy.
red one.
Landry,
Yeah. You all got pythons. Hey, crazy pop mom, why don't you brag about your python, girl? Come on, whip it out. I'm right here. They're fucking slamming me with them. It's almost.
No comment today. No comment today. I'm just me sitting here all quiet.
Uh-huh.
Prophet likes getting slammed in the face with a big tube snake.
Can't recommend
man.
this enough, man. You guys got to try this kombucha. It's fucking good. They got a fall edition.
Dude, that word scares me.
Do
All
they have
right,
a
well,
ginger flavor of that? I feel like I just had
Ugh.
that.
They do make
brand,
ginger, but
Ginger ale.
ginger's like the common one. I see that a lot.
Well, ginger ale is good. I can't really complain now that I think about it. But I don't know.
Listen to the shit it's apple, turmeric, carrot, and spices, which I had to look at the back to see what the fucking spices were. And it doesn't get much more clear, but it says cider spices. But it's good, man. I love it. Good shit. It's not very vinegary,
idea
so the
why
people
I
that are
looked at it
beginner
as if I'd
kombuchas
ever
will probably
drink
still
it.
like it. Sorry, would you say, Crazy Pop Mom?
I said, I don't know why I was looking like as if I'd ever fucking drink it. Like the words could have just made me turn my damn head and go la 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 la. So I'm like, why am I looking at that? Like I'm the last person that would go and buy that. So it's hilarious.
Wouldn't that be a cool tattoo?
Turmeric?
too?
What the fuck is turmeric? That's what she's thinking.
Turmeric is what makes mustard yellow. But check that out. It's like a person
Oh, I
sitting
know what it
down
is.
with roots coming out of their feet and then like a tree coming out of their arms. I think
What's
that'd
the
be a
same-
sweet ass
That's
tattoo.
really
The
nice.
roots are coming out of his butt.
I was gonna say the same
So-
fucking thing. Look, they're coming down the bottom after the word.
Ooh,
It's
flex.
ground.
Well, that's all everybody's interpretation. If that's how you like it, that's cool.
So what does it taste like?
It
Like
it
roots
tastes
from
like
that
what it
grass.
says. It tastes like fall, man. It tastes like not quite like apple cider.
Pumpkin
Okay.
spice
Yeah, yeah.
lattes.
Yeah.
Isn't that shit made with like
There's no pumpkin in it.
fermented SCOBY or something?
Oh, that's
Yep.
brilliant.
Yeah, it's a ferment. It's like a tea ferment.
Yep.
Is the company a national company or?
Yes. Yeah. It's out of California, but it's
That
national.
stuff catches me a buzz, man.
Me too. There's a
Yeah.
little bit of alcohol in there. That's why. So you get crossfaded if you're smoking too.
Totally.
Oh wait, now I'm interested.
It's
Oh,
got
yeah.
pink. Okay, so it's got
It's like
here's the actual ingredients. So it's got the kombucha, the GT's kombucha, which they're not going to give. It's just the culture, and then black tea, green tea, fresh pressed pink lady apple juice, fresh pressed turmeric juice, fresh pressed carrot juice, cider spices, and 100% pure love. And it's
Pure love.
Right on.
How much love did they put in there?
And how much do they cost for love?
they can't tell you it's a secret ingredient. But
Oh,
it's
what is
straight off the boat.
where are they mining this love at?
dude.
From the tears of children.
Dude, I don't know about them out in California, but here in Michigan, man, I just fucking spread it all day, every day.
I'm
That's
curious,
what-
how much do they cost for a bottle of 100% love?
I don't know, dude. I don't know.
Yeah.
Are you talking about
1995.
this bottle?
Depends on
This-
who's
Yeah,
selling
that
it.
bottle.
$2 I think.
It depends on who's
That's-
selling it.
Yeah, dude. Fuck, man.
Love's starting to cost more money, but less than marriage.
Here in South
For you,
Florida, ain't
Prophet?
nobody got
Yeah,
no love.
I ain't worried
So
about
whenever you
$2.
Get one of those flat rate boxes. I'd appreciate it.
Special price.
Get what?
I'll give it to you for free. You just gotta wait a week. I'll fill up the.
South Florida people, I got no love, man.
Oh, these.
That's not true, man. I've heard people come from Florida and they still seem to be full of love.
No, I'm
Maybe
I'm
they're
not-
just saving it.
I find a lot of love everywhere I go. It's like you get what you project, man. Like,
I find
What
that
it-
to be true for
It's the
sure.
community we're in. It's the community we're in. Outside this community, it's not really the same, honestly.
well, then you all need to have a Coke and a smile and to shut the fuck up.
A Coke and a smile.
Some
That's
good
good.
tunes. What's up, Stony? I see you down there.
Hey, good
What
to see you,
up?
Stoney.
What's going on, guys, ladies?
Cheers,
See you,
Tony.
buddy.
Snowy sneaking in. What's up, man?
How much? What's going on, Mr. Prophet?
Same shit, different day. Just a roller coaster.
I'm just here. I don't want to step on your show, so keep going on.
Step on our show, Jesus.
Your show. Your show.
Aldridge is
I
calling us
heard
out,
him
bees.
talk more than anybody tonight, man. He's full of
Chat.
pep. What'd you eat today, man?
Yeah, there's
A lot of
Wheaties.
fiber?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
I took a fucking Johnny, man. I won't lie. I didn't have work today. I fucking trimmed all my outdoor plants for like 3 hours. Took care of the downstairs plants because I haven't had time. I haven't been here. I think that's why one of my plants died. And yeah, so I just fucking did all that. Did some running around, and then I was like, fuck this. And the thing was, I haven't been smoking weed like I used to. Like I'd be at home smoking, blah, blah. Now I'm fucking out. I got a few hits off of my fucking vaporizer going, and I should probably clean that because I'll be honest, it looks more like a crack pipe because I'm not waiting for it to heat up. I just fill it out, pack it like a one-hitter type shit, but the resin that builds up. So I should probably clean that. But yeah. So I mean, I'm not smoking nearly as much pot, man. You can feel a difference.
I find that I have like almost like a different tolerance level, like it's separate from smoked to edibles. Like I'll find myself if I'm trying to, like I'm eating edibles and I think that my tolerance is getting too high. It's like they're not getting me so high anymore. If I just stop eating edibles for, you know, a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and then go back to them, they seem to be better. It seems to be back. But I'm smoking that whole time. Yeah. But it's still almost like an edible break rather than a.
Well, I'm one of those people that I can't get too fucking stoned. So like, I'll take a hit off my bong just to mellow my stomach and shit. Go to work, fucking set up, do a couple hits just to, you know, get my head buzzed. But I ain't like stopping or rolling a blunt or anything. It'd be like noon time. Oh shit, let me eat half this sandwich because the other half's going to my boy, and fucking, you know, take a couple of hits and fucking move on. Because if you stop me for longer than 30, 40 minutes, then I'm not gonna want to fucking continue working. Like
that's me, dude. I feel you, man. I don't even usually smoke until the end of the day.
Yeah, like eating breaks, dude. Like when they would like be like, "Oh, you got to take this much time off, like eat lunch and shit," and you get used to that routine. And it's like, okay, now do the other half of the day. And it's like you're fucking like dragging ass, and it's just so much easier just to time flies faster. That's just
keep moving. Yeah.
Yeah, you just keep moving.
I got an actual schedule and stuff, and not smoking throughout the beginning of when I wake up all the way till when I'm going to sleep. Absolutely, I get pretty stoned off of a joint now. You know what I mean?
Dude, I am wrecked today.
Smoke almost. It's just a thing.
I just got a dumb time.
I was dabbing, bong ripping, smoking bubble hatch because I haven't seen that dude in a while. And yeah, fucking eat some edibles. Good night. I'll have work tomorrow, so.
Yeah, so Spartan, you take RSO just once a day?
Usually at night, yeah, right before. Actually, I've already taken it today, but yeah, usually around 9 o'clock at night, I'll take it.
How much?
Yeah,
I'm about to 0.6, 0.5 to 0.6, so a little bit over. I was a half gram for the longest time, but it just isn't really doing what it used to. So I've been bumping it up a little bit to 0.6.
I've been finding a half gram to be very helpful. But now that I'm out, I'm noticing the lack of half a gram kind of turning me back to where I was like, oh shit, I need to get on this RSO.
Honestly, if I don't know why it would be the case, but if I could only consume one way, it would be RSO. If I had to pick one thing to get me high, I would pick RSO over everything else.
See, I like smoking flower though.
I love smoking flower. That's my second favorite. And
I
love the flavors.
I just like
and everything that comes with it, you know?
Yeah, the versatility that you're able to obtain it from too. You know, a lot of people think there's just one way of getting it, but you know, that was cool. I was able to get some good medicine from all my old concentrate jars and just, you know what I mean, using Everclear, you know what I mean? Just doing that, I was able to get a few doses, you know. And
once you realize that it's just alcohol, it's just alcohol that you're blowing off. You could use it to, like, you start thinking every single thing. You're like, my fucking scissors that I was just trimming with, I want to put them in that fucking alcohol. Fucking, you know, I want to use fucking everything. The fucking my old jar. You know, you're like, fuck it, I can capture all that and fucking make RSO for like free. Shit.
Let me cut my stems to the size of the jar, soak the alcohol in there, take those stems out, throw some more stems in, soak that in there, pull that out.
There's components in the fucking.
That's good color right there.
That is a good color.
That's exactly what we're talking about right there. I stick my
Golden Dragon
straight jars in there. I'll wash scissors, just anything that'll I would consider clean, right? Like cleanish, where you're gonna have not ashy, gross, fucking that kind of resiny shit.
I mean, for what they're charging for it out here, man, you know, like, and I believe that to be true medicinal, you know, medicine, you know what I mean? Cannabis is medicine, RSO, you know what I mean? And half the dispensaries out here don't even have it, you know what I mean? A lot of them passing off that CO2, which I guess is RSO, you know what I mean? But it's a lot different. So just knowing how to do it yourself is nice. Just off of some stuff that you throw away. And
I
Another one
give
that
me
I do
capsule. You do
is
like that. Dude, Martin, thank you.
like all my rolling tray scraps and shit like that, bag bottoms and stuff. That all goes into one bag that gets kind of just sits off in the corner or whatever. And whenever it gets to the right size, oh, it looks like I'm gonna make some edibles or something. So why not, right?
I
was right there, Chad.
I dug. Yep. I dug the info I got from Spartan and Green Goddess talking about breaking it down into quartergrams and shit like that, because when I started working, I tried to hit a half a gram and I was fucking dragging ass, dude. So like the quartergram helped, and then when I got home, take a half a gram, and then before bed, quartergram, you know, and then I had to cut down a little bit, you know, to let it stretch out a bit more, you know.
Yeah, you could even, I mean, you could microdose. I mean, you could go down to 0.1.
Well, I can manage the quarter. That I can do the quarter and fucking be fine, run through the day, not a problem. I'm not like, all right, where can I take a nap, you know?
So
like
what I do is I just buy a dental syringe and suck it up into one of these. This is like five grams. I use the 1 gram ones for like if I'm giving them to people or whatever, but five gram one. And then what I do is I just grab empty capsules that you can get at most I can't think of I was going to say dispensary, but not dispensary.
Nutritional store.
Place you go get the fucking the big pharma meds.
Yeah. Well, my boy jumped on Amazon and ordered like 1,000 or 10,000 of them. So I mean,
then get your scale and just weigh them up and just keep filling them and weighing them up and then cap them. And then you have them. You can put them in a regular pill container and just have them like medicine.
That's all I was doing, dude. That's exactly how I did it. I had the capsule, and I would just take a capsule in the morning before work. And
if you want to up the strength a little bit for free, put a little bit of like, you know, when you put your dose in the capsule, there's obviously more room in the capsule.
Yeah.
You could throw MCT oil or coconut oil in there, and that'll help your body digest that. It'll help the digestion, help the absorption better.
Now, would that increase the ability to obtain the potency of it? Because the guy that makes me RSO, he fucking fills that up, that capsule up the bigger pot all the way, and then does it, and he'll eat 3 or 4 of those things, and he doesn't feel anything.
Some people tell me that edibles don't affect him at all.
But edibles do affect him. That's the weird part. I make him gummies. I make him fucking all that other shit. But
so you're telling me he fills a capsule full of RSO and it doesn't affect him?
At least halfway, because you can't do both sides. Well, you could if you really want to put the effort. But just the bigger side, he pretty much fills up.
That's almost I mean, it was a little messy, but I've gotten a gram.
Yeah, so he's eating like 3 to 4 grams in one shot. Now, I don't know.
That's not good RSO then.
He made it himself. He made it himself, and that's the stuff I've been using, though. It's the same shit I've been using.
What capsule is he using? Maybe the capsule's not breaking, and it's just he's just going into his intestine, and it's not breaking up in his stomach.
I don't know.
I don't know, dude. That's the first I've ever heard of that.
It's like I said. It's probably the standard side like capsule you would get.
Yeah, but there's a big difference between a double O and one of those.
Yeah, he said he could fit about 1 gram in the capsule.
Yeah, that's a double O, man. That's all I got one here.
Yeah, so I mean, like I said, I figured I'd bring it up. I watched the dude do it. You know what I'm saying? Freaking, he's the one that gives me my. Yep, that's the one. He gives me. He gave me my RSO, and I felt better and different, and obviously, fucking my hunger increased and shit like that. And that's what he's looking for. He's taking way more RSO than I have in one shot, and. Yeah, it doesn't even knock him out.
If he doesn't feel any high effects, but does he get any benefits from it? Does he notice like anything?
I don't know. I don't think he really does.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. That's like he's still in pain here and there. You know, like some of the shit does, but he has to take a lot. So a lot of cannabis and stuff.
In chat, 420 Green Goddess is saying that she's got a client that's up to 3 grams. 2 grams she doesn't even feel now.
He's got a high tolerance.
But he does feel it with edibles. But like, what's the milligrams, if you had to guess, would he have to eat in edibles to feel it?
If he's getting them from me, I'm not amping them up too high because I'm handing them out to like starting off people getting into their systems that aren't used to ingesting it. I don't want to hammer them too hard, so I kind of keep a mid-level. It's not like super potent, but I have given him super potent ones where he was like, these like butter and shit, and to let him do what he wanted, cook meals and do whatever, and he felt those. Yeah, I'm a little bit. I'm baffled, dude. I'm baffled. If it hasn't for the fact that I've known the guy to the point where he has wiped my ass because he knew my mother growing up, and I've seen him do it, I wouldn't believe it. I'd be like, "Nah, fuck you, you're lying." But I've seen it.
I'm opposite of that.
Yeah.
Edibles don't work.
Yes, Tony's opposite of that because I handed him some RSO. He's like, man, you should give this to somebody that he goes, because it won't do anything for me. I'm like, you know what? Just try it. And if it doesn't do anything, then it doesn't do anything.
It works. I did have to probably take more than a normal person because it was but I found a trick. So for my body, if I'm so here's the deal, right? So if I took it, you were like, make sure you got some cold water and if it gets in your mouth, right? So I'm drinking cold water, and I had to keep taking more and more and more until I probably took way too much, and then I blasted off in outer fucking space. But since I've purchased a few more, I've taken smaller amounts and made sure that I like wrapped it in the bread, like you said to do.
Yeah.
This way I'm not getting it in, but then I drank some like warm tea. Okay.
Nice.
And because of the warm, so my body's weird. I could drink iced coffees all day long and no problem. Steady as a rock. Give me one little cup of hot coffee and I'm a wreck. I can't. So yeah, I figured, I'll try the warm thing. And bingo. Yeah.
Nice.
So.
Well, I'm glad you shared that. I hadn't heard that, but it makes total sense. Warming up, it's gonna, loosen that shit up and let it spread around inside there and break.
Well, it opens up your arteries too. You're heating up, so and it's going through,
warming up your whole body.
I guess that's some more bro science there, and now we're getting into the human anatomy.
Did it? How did it affect you? Other than
vagina
help you sleep? Have you done it right before bed?
Yeah, I did before bed. Yeah, because that was kind of, I don't know, felt like I was getting fucking zapped, man. I was just fucking, like, man, I got to do something. Like, give me that. And I didn't want to get blasted with all that RSO either. Like last time, I'm like, fuck that. Because, the next day, man, it's almost like not having a hangover, but you're a little.
Oh, yeah, that's what I call it, dude.
Staggering
hangover. I got to get some caffeine in me to get rid of that weed hangover if I go too hard. Yeah.
That was the first thing that I experienced after eating a gram and waking up the next day was that stumble. Like boom into that wall, boom into that wall, trying to get to the bathroom, and you're like, all right, I gotta lay back down for like another hour.
So that obviously answers my question that even if you take your dose the night before, you're still feeling the effects of it for the 24 hours.
So no, what you got to do is as long as you're weighing it up instead of eyeballing it, like a lot of people do, weigh it up so you know your dose. If you wake up after whatever the dose, it doesn't matter what the dose was. Say you took 0.1 grams and you woke up and you felt groggy in the morning at your normal time waking up, then to either reduce that dose or you could back up when you take the dose. So say you took it at 9 o'clock at night, take it at 8 o'clock at night. Yeah. And then you're going to sleep that little bit longer and then you'll be fine.
Yeah.
That's how I do it. I just adjusted. I had a target. I had a target for myself when I started on RSO to be able to consume a half a gram. Because that's the end game not the end game, but that's the target when you're on the cancer treatment. So if I could handle that, I figured if I was facing pretty much the worst thing, I could handle that dosage level. And, at first I had to break up the doses. So I was taking maybe 3 in a day to get to my half gram. But eventually I was like, fuck it, I could take this half gram and I can tolerate it. It doesn't blast me into space, and just back up the times. So I'll enjoy a little bit of a high before I fall asleep. And actually, I enjoy that. Like I take it at 9 o'clock. I don't usually go to bed till 2 in the morning, maybe 1, 2 in the morning. That's my bedtime, and then I'm getting up usually around 8 o'clock in the morning to be at work by 9.
I love watching Mary take it in the morning and struggle throughout the entire day to stay awake.
That would be. I've taken it on several occasions when I was like
Oh,
super
man.
sore, and then I had to go into work on a big day, like maybe a harvest, and I was already sore. I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna take some RSO, and that's like I'm drinking caffeine all day, and I'm fine. But if I don't drink caffeine, I am fucked. I'm sleepy and tired, and yeah, for sure.
Find your face in the dirt somewhere in the corner, snoring away. Oh yeah, good
That's
stuff.
the best for
So the good news is I got my Ito machine.
Awesome.
But before I tell you about it, Spartan, I was just earlier. I mean, obviously, I got to be stoned because earlier I was on the top row and you were down below here. And then I wanted to say something to you, and I looked down, and well, fuck, he's gone. And wait a minute, I can still hear his voice. Well, now you're right next to me. Scared the shit out of me, man. Anyway. So yeah, the good news is I got my machine, but I had a couple of challenges, and I'll get back on track. But the first time I ran it, I let it go too long, and it got too sticky, and oh God, what a mess. And anyway, I cleaned it up the best way I could. And then
So next time, if you feel like it, just add alcohol back and then run it again.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, these are things that I'm just learning. But so the next time I ran it, Well, I had trouble putting the seal on the thing. It took like 15-20 minutes before I could finally get that seal. But
I have that same problem, man. And yours is probably yours is better than mine. Mine's even worse. That's my biggest complaint is the rubber seal thing on the top. It struggles to get that seal sometimes. So I'd take it off and like wash it with alcohol. Push weight down on it and fucking finally will work. But yeah, sometimes you got to fuck with it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So then the second one, I let it go down to maybe it's still quite liquidy. And I thought, okay, I'm just, because I couldn't look in and really get a good visualization of how thick I wanted it. So I thought, well, maybe I'll take it out early and then redo it inside a silicone jar or something.
So a better way to do it, Rick, is the dial on the front that has the temperature. Where do you have that set? Do you know?
Between medium to high.
So if you feel that it's boiling off too much alcohol too fast,
it only took like 45 minutes.
So back that down, bring that temperature down. Because then if you bring that high temperature down to where it's, it won't get up as hot. So it should boil off at a slower rate at least.
So
slower the better.
Yeah. So when we're going through this process, is it okay to put the if you've got leaf material like with powdery mildew?
It's a good question, and I'm shooting from the hip on this. I'm not an
I was gonna.
But I know that alcohol will kill molds and powdery mildew. So I would imagine that as far as it would kill the mold and mildew, but as far as it being in the end product, I don't know how big those spores are, and I don't know how small your filter is that you're filtering afterwards. So for me to say that it's 100% safe is if your filter is smaller than the spore and you're filtering it out anyway, you're fine. But otherwise, I would be a little questionable on it.
Okay, well, you see,
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, you see, I just realized something else there because I don't have the filter. I saw it on the website, but I didn't get it, so I'm gonna have to get one of those. The filter for after you process the RSO.
I don't know what you're talking about.
They got a filter.
Filtering when you're straining the alcohol itself is what I was talking about.
Oh, before you cook it.
Yes.
Okay.
The plant material when you're
bringing it out.
Material off.
I understand. I'm with you. Yeah, that's a good point. But they also have some type of a filter with a pump on it to help draw. I'm not
vacuum oven.
You're looking.
It's
You're
some
thinking of a Buckner,
Yeah,
a Buckner funnel, a
That's
Buckner
exact-
funnel and flask.
That's
with a
exact-
suction. That's to filter your tincture. That's to filter your tincture, basically your alcohol. So what that does is the reason they're using that is because you can go way faster when you pull a vat or a pull suction anyway. So why they want that is then you can filter quickly. So if you're keeping everything cold, then it's not heating up as much when you're filtering it super fast, as opposed to just the gravity filtering, which could take quite a while.
Okay. Well, what about just taking the tincture and throw it back in the freezer for a while before you process it?
Sure, you can, but I mean, I don't have that. I have a Buckner funnel, and I used to be able to use the pump from the old Source Turbo. They used to create the suction for me, but now I don't have an air pump. I just need to buy one, and then I can use that again. But I need a little like either a hand air pump or some kind of pump to create that suction. But right now I'm just gravity filtering because I'm making RSO. I'm not making a smokable product. The reason for the cold is mostly to lock out chlorophyll and fats, oils, or not oils, fats and lipids. So to me, in an RSO, I'm filtering that out. I mean, I'm filtering out all the plant material, but a fat or lipid coming through there is not a concern to me. We're not smoking this. I don't have to make it a pleasurable smoking experience.
I'm taking it all.
Science is still out.
I ain't filtering shit. I'm taking the whole plant material left over and sticking it in the motherfucking capsule.
Right on, buddy.
Say it's medicine.
No,
but I got two questions.
What I'm saying is I'm filtering. Are you saying you don't filter how do you get the plant material out if you're not filtering?
Oh, okay, my bad. All right, process. Yeah, I strain it and fucking cheesecloth it and wring the shit out of it. I'll even take a C-clamp, like one of those fucking Lowe's ones, man, and go after that wad of fucking cheesecloth and start squeezing it that way, just to get all that alcohol out, and then I boil it off, obviously.
Okay.
Yeah, I just use a coffee filter. I'm using coffee filters because they don't absorb as much.
I'm impatient. But
they are very slow, very slow.
Yes. I got two questions for you. One's from Beasley. He wants to know, what does 0.25 milligrams of RSO compared to with edibles? My opinion is that all depends on the strength of the material used to make the edible. So that's always a real tough call to try to explain something that,
I can give a good picture of it.
Okay.
But the question's a little
vague.
Confusing. No, it's a little confusing, but
okay.
So I'm talking milligram. We're talking. There's two numbers:
0.25
milligrams, and then the 0.25 is a weight, where milligrams is
liquid
medicine. It's still a weight, but it's a
liquid
THC number. But the 0.25 is I'm weighing the RSO 0.25 grams. And 0.25 grams when I had my RSO tested at the lab was, I don't have it here in front of me. I'm trying to think. A half a gram tested at 300 milligrams. So 0.25 would be 150 milligrams of THC for the stuff that I make. Like you said, whatever material you use, it's going to affect that final outcome probably. And what solvent you use, what alcohol you use. Some people use 190, some people use 150, 190 is the better. You're going to get better results. I've done that.
I go for grain.
Yep, me too. Organic grain alcohol is what I use. Everclear.
We have one that's a little cheaper. It's called Graves, which when I used to drink that shit, I'd pour it in with fucking ice in the blender, and that Kool-Aid, all you got to do is add just the water, and it's got the sugar in it already. I'd add a little bit of that, blend it again, dude, and then call them tombstones, because the alcohol is called Graves.
These has got the exact shit I use right there.
Yeah, I will only use that if that's the only thing around, because it's $10 more than the bottle I was just talking about.
I think I'm picky, but I don't know. I've convinced myself it tastes better with the Everclear.
Sorry.
But I'm not the only one that said that either. People said
God.
it to me, put that worm in my ear, and now I think it does taste better.
Obviously, you never ate paint chips as a child.
You had
I
a
can neither
second
confirm or
question
deny that.
before I asked mine.
Oh, I wanted to know, was that a gumball machine dab rig you had there, DP?
It was a gumball machine carb cap.
Oh, that was definitely neat.
Yeah, so when the air goes through it, it makes all the gumballs move. It's kind of cool.
Oh, that's pretty cool as fuck.
Yeah. Empire
Oh.
Glass.
So, Chad, what's up, man? You're way quiet. You're just over there with a smirk on your face.
I was like, is that just a house? Is that
Yeah,
not
Chad.
him there? He's just he's used to his professional show and shit where he has to, you know what I mean?
I'm
He's already
chilling.
So, Chad, tell us about tomorrow's show. What's going on tomorrow?
Tomorrow's gonna be pretty freaking
Chad has a
cool.
show?
I'm putting words together right now. You're getting twofers all over the place.
Big
Nice.
language, brother.
Yeah, Green Goblin 510. It's gonna have him on. He's got a really cool garden, which will be fun to kind of show off and ask questions about. I like the way it looks, but he makes some videos and they're really great videos for people like me who I'm a real visual learner. If I have to read something to like get the lesson, it might take me 3 or 4 times. Like I have no problems reading. It's fine. It's natural. I do it all the time, but the retention isn't always there. But if somebody shows it to me, I pretty much get it the first time. And so, yeah, he has a couple of videos of, doing that magic voodoo hippie shit, the good stuff, Jadam, KNF, but just making some ingredients for the garden. And just watching him do it made total sense. So I'm like, man, I got to get this guy on. So that's what we're doing tomorrow at 2:00. Me and Green Goblin 510.
Right on.
really
That's
like your,
2:00 Pacific.
Yes, 2:00 Pacific. Thank you. Yeah.
I really dig your
hell of a
YouTube
show.
channel too. It's you're
What?
very visual with it, like you were just saying, and I'm really kind of the same way with my learning. I have to hands on it or
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to really get it. And I loved how you did the experimental topping with the that was really cool.
fun.
And you're like, I don't know what's going to happen. Let's find out together. A lot of people aren't putting that kind of content out there. So that was cool, and I love how you get those big ass pointers and you really get in there and make sure people understand. And that's the kind of learning I need. You know what I mean? So here's on that. I really enjoy content you're putting out, and I love the FCOP too, man. It's awesome.
It's a good channel. It's like, it's fun making that content for myself. Like that started off as I did the germination experiment, just kind of a video to, again, show people, because I'm really visual too. And, making a lot of these videos it's fun being able to kind of like share knowledge, because when you're able to share knowledge, you get a better understanding of it. You understand a little more of like practical applications, all of the little variables that might come up. So yeah, that seed started as just something I was going to kill anyways. There are a bunch of like 6-year-old seeds that I had, and this one sprouted. It came from a cross that I really enjoyed and a flavor that I was missing at the moment. So I'm like, hey, whatever, I'll let it grow out. And it was just kind of sitting in the back of the like veg area. And so, I was just letting it go, and I didn't really need the space at the moment, but it was starting to get big. I'm like, okay, I should either just like top it or do something or just like kill it, because I want to start going through more seeds. But then it was getting close to like the point to where usually around the 7th or 8th node for me, I'll usually start to see a little bit of pre-flowers. And so it was getting to that point. I saw that it was a girl. And again, I was like, oh, I'll just let it go, because I had no space for it to like put it in the flower or do anything. And then, it was another thing. It was like, do I just kill this or what do I do? So I wound up just kind of coming up with that experiment. It was like, nothing to lose. If it dies, that's fine. If it lives, holy shit. So it was fun. Yeah. Nothing to lose sometimes is when you do some of your best things.
Right on. And tell us
So true.
about your website, Chad. How are things going over there? I just I'm bringing it up on the screen.
Oh, cool. It's going pretty good right now. I've been working on content it's under construction. I have some content to fill stuff out, but I keep getting pulled in different directions, which is really good. Like I wanted to put a lot of my writing up here, a lot of the high science articles. I have about 6 ready to go. I need to get those uploaded. All of these are just kind of shows that I've been on. Those I'm going to link up there as well, and then add to that. But I wanted to focus on more writing for this lately, but I got a gig with Sensi Seeds writing for their blog. So that's very awesome. So that kind of takes away a little bit of time from my thing. I'm getting a handle on that now. I've got a couple of things to finish, send to them. And then I was like, okay, I'll do some more. I'll put in some more time. I have a video series that I want to do. But then now I'm going to start actually committing more time to the future Cannabis project channels. It's kind of a situation now where we want to put out more content, and I've been given the ability to just kind of recruit people, do shows, do garden tours, watch people, smash rosin, just basically all of the things that I kind of want to learn or know more about. I get to just kind of hit people up and be like, hey, would you like to come and have a conversation? So that's really exciting for me.
Cool.
That's something that I look forward to, because again, it's sometimes when you have I'm not that cool of a person, but a lot more people know the Future Cannabis Project channel. So sometimes when you're like, hey, I'm with the Future Cannabis Project, will you please come and talk to me? They're a little more likely to show up.
It sounds fun, man. I've caught a few, but
if it's up to me, I just bug the shit out of them until they say, okay, fine.
Right. Well, I mean, like, what do you guys want to see? Like me,
Chad, let me on. Chad, let me on. Chad, let me on.
I want to go after like a lot of just academics, some more of traditional farming people, maybe that aren't related into cannabis. I read a lot of studies. A lot of people read a lot of studies. It'd be great to try to get some of these authors on. There have been professors from like Purdue or Harvard that have come onto the show, and that always kind of helps too. But I know enough to be dangerous with those people. And I know there's a lot of people in the community and chat, and even on this panel, that would have great questions for them. So that would be nice too, because it's always an interactive thing with those kind of shows.
I think Jeff Lowenfels would be awesome. I would love to see that. I don't know if you guys have had him on in the past, but for me, that would be right up there if I could say, hey, go get this guy. I'll clear that Saturday. I'm always watching your show on the replay, because Saturdays is just a busy day for me. But I think I would actually just, okay, everybody, this is how it is. I'm gonna watch Chad and Jeff today.
Nice. And too, I've been given the kind of like it's any day of the week for me now. So you'll probably be seeing a lot more of me. But some of them are spontaneous. There's a couple of people right now that I don't know basically jack about, like squishing, processing, rosin, all of that stuff. And there's a lot of people that are getting ready to harvest and do those things. So there's one right now. I was actually just it's just like basically waiting for the text of like, hey, I'm ready to do it. And whenever that comes, well, the show will start.
Cool.
One idea I had, obviously, because it's very near and dear to my heart, and just recently happening here in Michigan, is I think that it would be cool to see some shows leverage some viewership and try to get some kind of a politician or somebody, who we can put their fucking feet to the fire. Yes. and because those are the people that need to be educated more than anybody else that I can think of right now. And I don't know, maybe not put their feet to the fire. It's probably the wrong way to go about it, but
no, but really
they need to be educated. Sure.
No, that's a good point. Absolutely. Because they're the ones that are going to make the change.
Yeah. Well, it's, the lobby and the people that we don't really want writing the rules are already in their ear. And that's, that's something I experienced firsthand in Washington. It's like these officials have no idea what they're doing. Like everything is, it's reaction. It's not anticipating anything. And then they're getting their, their info and their data from the industry. So obviously it's steered towards that. And I imagine that's what you're seeing in Michigan right now too.
Oh, we're just seeing straight politics and money is what we're seeing. But
the hippies that were sprouting free love and weed should be legal and everything else are now in charge.
I don't want to be doom and gloom. I think specifically here in Michigan, I think there's a very low chance that the garbage that they're trying to push forward is going to fly through. We have the advantage here because we voted it in through the people. This wasn't something that they did. So it takes a super majority for them to get around us. And we're just not going to go quietly. We're going to bring it up and we're going to make sure people know about it. And we're going to, at least I am. I don't want to speak for everyone in Michigan, but that's what I'm going to plan to do, with my free time. That's what I'll be doing tomorrow. I'll be shooting out emails to all my reps, maybe setting up meetings, anything I have to do. I've already been combing through the law. I've already spoken directly to the chairman of Normal. I can't believe I'm blanking. Rick Thompson and Jamie Lowell. I spoke with him. I was at the rally. So it was really cool. Shout out to both those guys for doing everything they do, and Medical Mondays for putting the word out and keeping everybody informed. But I was talking to Rick right before he went up and talked, and then he brought up one of the things that I stayed up till 2 a.m. reading the stupid law, just combing through it because everybody's focused on one thing, but you got to read the whole thing and see everything in it. And actually just recently I found another thing I have to email to him because I found a part that's got to be, it has to be unconstitutional. There's a part in this law that gives the regulatory agency, so the agency that just sets forward the rules and things, it gives them the ability to seize and basically smash and grab things, just like the cops do. Just if they suspect any kind of a rule violation, they just come and take all the shit for cultivation that they deem can be used for cultivation. They just come take it all and confiscate it all. Like that. How is that
without a search warrant?
So they have
they hide that shit all the time, man, in their fucking bills and shit. Like people get halfway through it and they're like fucking 300 pages long, but you got to get into those small things where it's like, wait a second, like you just snuck that in there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so I got to go get a printer cartridge, but I'm printing this fucker out and I'm getting the highlighters out and I'll be making my rounds.
And super majority, you said too. Super majority. I was reading this a little bit the other day. So yeah, 2/3, which that's a lot of people to vote against.
Is that the 2/3 of the population or the state?
Just the lawmakers themselves.
But still, it's
2/3 of them. That's pretty. They don't agree on many things, so 2/3 is a big ask.
And you said that the Republicans introduced a scary bill the other day. Is your state representatives majority Republican or Democrat?
I think they just flipped Democrat. The governor's Democrat. I don't know. I'm not sure. I think they just flipped Democrat, but there was 2 Republicans and 1 Democrat that were on the bill. So they're calling it bipartisan because they have 1 Democrat. But the fact
of the matter is that
I would love that Democrat to come on our show, the Michigan Bros Grow Show. If you're watching, hit us up, man. I'd love to talk to you.
The absolute majority of the population is in favor of lessening cannabis laws. So and ultimately we
voted that very law in that they're wanting to amend. So they're wanting to change what we voted on that we wanted back in 2008, and here we are, 2021, and now they're wanting to change something that's been working for 11 years or whatever that. It's not 11, was it 8? No, I can't do math.
Too many. Well, it's been working. So
yeah,
that's the fucking problem. Oh
The
shit,
real-
this
okay,
worked.
So the real reason behind all of this, so it's really confusing in Michigan the way things have happened. So the first law that came in was in 2008, and that was set up the medical laws for caregivers taking care of patients. Okay. After that came the whole rule set, or it's a separate law for the commercial entities. So for the bigger companies come in, and then that's when the dispensaries came into play. So before they came in, there wasn't even dispensaries to go to. It was the only way you could get it was from caregivers, the only legal way. And then they brought in the commercial grows and the dispensaries. That's a different law. What's happening is some of the biggest commercial grows, not just grows, biggest commercial entities are pulling their money together to a lobby who are influencing this law because they want to artificially keep the prices high because they have got stuck into predatory loans because they want to be first to market. They don't own a lot of the land that they're in. They're just renting it, and their rent keeps going up and up and up. And the prices keep going down and down because people that know how to grow weed can grow good weed, and it doesn't cost them as much as what it costs these big guys. And so they're struggling. And so what they're trying to do is affect law. They're trying to shut down, basically. It's an 80% reduction in what we can grow at home. They're trying to shut down basically the people who have been doing this for longer than them legally and taking care of patients. And unfortunately, the people who lose the most is patients. They want to take caregivers' rights to grow for 5 patients down to 1 patient. And then if you want to continue to grow for 5 patients, they'll allow you to do that if you give them $500 for an application fee. And then if we'll say they approve you. And then the only place that you can grow, it has to be zoned either agricultural, which is farmland, or industrial. You can't have it in a commercial space. You can't have it in a residential space. Well, that automatically eliminates the vast majorities of the caregivers who's going to have the ability to have 2 locations. You know what I mean? So what this is going to do is reduce the number of caregivers that can grow for 5 patients. And there's going to be, even if all the caregivers stay in the system, which is 30,000, there's 70,000 patients right now. And they can only grow for 1 now instead of 5. Well, where are those patients going to go? Right to the dispensaries, just what those fucking guys want. So, I mean, that's the real reason behind it all. That's not what you're going to hear in the news, and that's not what you're going to hear on TV, and if you hear about it at all. But that's the real, gist of
You guys
it.
can thank Illinois for that.
Yeah.
That's the crux of the
Don't they
biscuit.
call you people conspiracy theorists?
They should just make all the dispensaries go by the same rules and take your average number of customers that you have per day, and you're allowed to grow that many plants. In. How about that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they wouldn't be able to do it because nobody can do that. Nobody can take care of a fucking patient with that kind of plant count the right way. To be able to make RSO and all the other types of.
Yeah, this is what the state is asking. Not only that, buried in this law that nobody's talking about too, and this is what Rick brought up at the speech. This is the item that he brought up when I talked to him right before he talked. I said, Rick, I don't know if you saw this, but this concerns me greatly. He goes, what? I said, did you see the language that they changed about the BHO extraction? He goes, no. There used to be language in the back of the bill that excluded BHO extraction at home. Everybody was on board for that because people were blowing up the damn houses doing it wrong. They struck out. So it starts out, it says like, you cannot separate plant resin from the plant. And then it used to say all the stuff about BHO. It struck all that language out. And then now it just says with anything flammable. I'm like, can you be more fucking vague? Everything is flammable at certain temperatures. So you're saying you can't use butter, you can't use oil, you can't use fucking alcohol, no RSO.
Don't let it touch oxygen, especially.
Yeah. So that means that can't be done at all, even by the caregivers. And I'm like, dude, that's taking RSO, the medicine that's curing people of cancer. I've done it with 5 fucking patients myself, and they're making that illegal. They're just gonna fucking push everything to the black market because people aren't gonna fucking stop.
Well, I've been seeing that the things now where they're just trying to bring the black market into it. another ploy of them passing this again. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, well, the majority of the black market is done by the caregivers and all this other nonsense propaganda that they're pushing out there to make these people believe nonsense, you know, where if they could actually just see the truth of the matter, you know what I mean, have the testimonials of these people and put out there to the masses like the media does everything else, you know what I mean? It wouldn't be that big of a problem, but it's hard for the caregivers and the everyday person, you know what I mean? Not everybody has fucking $80,000 to go pay for a commercial, you know what I mean? So
But the thing that really pisses me off is it's the patients that lose. That's what's really in the end. It's the patients that are going to lose. And there's patients out there that can't grow. People are like, oh, you have the ability to recreational grow 12 plants. There's people out there that are fucking patients that have cancer. You want them to go out and fucking grow plants? Yeah. People don't
Especially
understand.
after chemo.
Another huge benefit about having care providers is they're usually, you know, one, maybe two growers in that room, and you're going to get a consistent result from the same plants each time. And for patients, that's such a huge deal. I mean, in the rec market, you've got 50 companies growing a blue dream. Not all of them are going to be the same for each patient, but when you have that consistency and those grow methods that work with you, that's huge. And that really is, like Spartan's saying, patients lose, man. It sucks.
We got a theory, but I don't want to start spitting that out. God knows the algorithm might catch me, but you know, it's basically cutting you down to help those that will eventually fade out because they're more of a hinder in actuality.
No, that's not what it is. What it is,
No, because if they don't go to pharmaceutical,
no, they're not thinking that at all. What they're thinking, they don't give a fuck about anybody, dude. They don't give a fuck about whoever's sitting at their house and what the fuck they're doing. They just want to get their goddamn money. And the only way they can do that is keep the prices high. And the only way they can keep the prices high is if their fucking competition, the way they look at everybody else who grows besides them, would stop making better weed and stop fucking selling it for cheaper.
But if they don't
nobody's
have
going to their
access,
fucking shop. Nobody's going to their shop except for the dumbasses who don't know shit about weed. And it's their, you know, they just turned 18 or whatever. They can go into a weed shop. They're going and buying that bullshit because they just don't know any better yet.
Supply
but everybody
and
else isn't going there and buying their shit. We've been fucking throwing the boycott flag up for fucking months now on these fucks, and we're just going to push harder.
well, I mean, I hope you obviously overtake them, but like I said, freaking, if it comes down to it and they actually get away with it, they're going to force, like you said, those people there. How medicinal compared to yours is their RSO?
It's going to be black market. They're going to force everybody black market is what they're going to do. And then the whole thing's going to fucking crumble.
Ain't that like rebounding?
No, it's terrible, man. The patients lose.
Well, I'm saying we were moving along. Now we're going back to black market underground, right?
Yeah.
So
my heart goes out to the people that are going to be suffering because of it.
Absolutely.
I've seen it.
Like I've always said, the cannabis, the heart of it has always been an underground culture, and I think it'll always kind of remain that way. But it just sucks that people have to go underground to get medicine, because it's stupid bullshit laws. And
well, it sucks that with a stroke of a pen you can become a criminal. It's terrible in the land of the free, right?
Yeah. Freely charged.
Good on you. Yeah, good on you though, Spartan. I saw you pictures of you down there at the rally, and that's what it takes, man. You're living what you're speaking. So praises. Keep fighting.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
Yeah, keep fighting.
Nothing but respect for you, brother.
Yeah. You're gonna win.
Like I said, I've got a lot of hope. I mean, it's a big ask for them to get a supermajority vote. In this state, they can't agree on shit. So I'm not that worried. I'm just fired up. There's a difference. They just woke me up is all.
Get ready though, because when they fail the first time, they're going to come back the next year with something slightly less or more palatable.
Right. They're just seeing what they can get away with. And they asked a big ass this time, and they just thought we weren't paying attention or whatever.
Yeah.
And then to make it even more confusing, the MRA, the regulatory agency here in Michigan, they just released a new proposed rule set for the commercial laws, right? So now they're throwing up things on their site saying, look, we got a meeting for your comment on this. And everybody thinks it's about the other law and they want to all show up and rally. And I'm like, no, guys, it's not even the same thing. You're going to the wrong thing. Spend your energy over here. So yeah, they did a good planning, I guess, with their move, but yeah, it's just annoying.
Hey, Green Goddess. Hello,
Yeah,
Captain
welcome,
420.
Green Goddess. Good to see you, Captain 420. Welcome in chat. What a great evening.
Captain.
Good to see
Oh.
everybody.
I've got to slide my screen. Holy cow. That's awesome.
Yeah, we got a nice full house.
We got
Well,
party
I had
now.
to come on here with Spartan talking about what's going on with this bill. And just like any bill, they slip anything and everything into it. And for the past 2 hours, I've been having conversations with people in Michigan, and they keep on asking me, well, they have lobbyists. And I said, our normal chapter in Ohio was started on Mexican brickweed. There's 30,000 caregivers in the state of Michigan. $10 a piece is $300,000. That's 6 lobbyists, $50,000 each for a year. That's how you get it done.
Money
don't
talks,
see
man.
people.
Yeah.
Money talks.
And I'm sorry, that rally was really disappointing because we held rallies in Cleveland in the 90s that had 3, 4, 5 times as many people as that.
Yeah. Well, I found here, at least in Washington, that once things go legal, a lot of people get lackadaisical or really just don't even care anymore. They think the fight is over, basically.
Well,
Yeah,
that's the
100%.
problem. They get what they're
And there's
doing.
no media coverage either. The media whitewashes everything. Like this bill, they're calling it the Marijuana Safety Act or some bullshit. They're calling it the Safety Act. That's one thing I forgot to add. They're calling it the Safety Act because those caregivers that they're allowing. Here's another fucking. They're calling them special caregivers. So you get to be special. But anyway, they're making them pay for all the metric testing. So not only, oh my God, I'm gonna get more fired up. Not only are these dumb fucks, okay, right now metric emails us once a week, sometimes twice a week, going down. Oh, we're down for this, we're down for that. We're fucking not working with the few fucking little bit that we got going on now. You want to add 30,000 fucking caregivers to that system? What the fuck are you thinking? It's gonna crash every day. But they have to enter all their sales to their patients, and they have to metric test it, and they have to use the metric transport services. They can't move their own cannabis. And then again, it has to also be an agricultural or an industrial zoned area. It can't even be a residence or a commercial.
The whole thing is you can't transfer your cannabis.
Yeah.
You can't get it to a place to get it to people. You have to get an armored truck or a secured vehicle to transport it there for you.
Yeah. And they have to radio in advance their whole route, every stop, where they're going to go, what times they're expected.
That's standard in the commercial world, but a lot to ask of a private caregiver.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It's just ridiculous stuff. And what do you think he's going to be able to, who's the winner here? You think the patients are going to be making out in this system when they're going to have all their prices for their medicine go up, up, and up because he's got to pay the transportation guy. He's got to pay for the lab, and he's got to pay for this, and he's got to pay for that. Oh, that $500 application fee. Oh yeah. That's only good for a year. You got to reapply every single year too.
I know friends in Michigan that $500 they're not going to pay. They're going to give up their cards. And once, excuse me, once they start giving up their medical cards, then that's when the recreational will really take over, because then they'll say, look, we now have recreational. and look at how many medical cards
Right.
have dropped off since we went recreational, because people think, hey, it's recreational. I don't need my card. I don't need the safety of it anymore when I travel. I don't need the discounts in California when I go out there. I don't need the discounts in Colorado. You know, the protection of carrying cannabis. All of a sudden people get complacent because their state allows recreational. The government wants you to do that because that's the next step in getting rid of medical. Once medical is done, you don't need it anymore. You have recreational. It takes care of you.
Yeah.
But what it really does is screws all the patients that really need it, that are on a fixed income like myself was.
Well, in their eyes, what's the difference? Pot is pot.
Right. They don't have any
Exactly.
idea.
Right.
It's all about the money and the tax dollars. It ain't about helping sick people like Spartan is, and we all are here. You know, we're more than just pot smokers. We're people that have hearts and we care about people.
100%.
And, you know, Spartan, that's why I had to get on, because I've been dealing with these guys in Michigan for a couple hours now and a couple in Ohio, because I'm totally pissed at what Ohio did. They really fucked everybody.
Yeah, they did, dude.
But, I'm right there with you. You can tell I'm a little pumped up about this because it's something that I have fought for 25 years. I got into cannabis because of the medical, because of falling off. But I was a stoner before that. You know, there was a band called the Grateful Dead.
Yeah.
So, you know, but I was a stoner first, but I came back to medical cannabis instead of eating a bunch of pills that were destroying my stomach. And I volunteered over 5 years of my life, going 5 days a week to a storefront to answer a phone, to answer people's questions when they come in about getting past a drug test or cannabis laws in the state of Ohio, the state of Michigan, the state of Pennsylvania. We were the only ones people could call. So they called me, they called the chapter, and we answered their questions in the mid to late 90s.
Well, thank you for that, man.
Yeah, appreciate
It
it.
helped
man.
move to get us to where we are now, man. At least we're this far, you know what I mean? But we got to keep fighting this. The fuckers want to keep pushing us back.
Someone from Michigan Normal today asked me if I was willing to back them. And my answer to that was, what? Michigan Normal can't call up Mendo Dope and a few other bands and put together a festival? I mean, that's what we did. The bands will play. If you're Michigan Normal and you're putting together a fundraiser to get lobbyists and people to help stop bills like this, your bands out there will come and play for gas money. You don't ask them for free. You give them gas money to come to your festival or your show, and they'll come and do it.
Here's one thing as an artist, anybody that's planning shows and doing festivals and thinking about things like that, as much as we support the cause, don't make us pay to come and play your event.
No.
So cover costs. Everything's cool.
You get in free, your girlfriend gets in free.
Well, yeah, there's you know, there's travel, there's hotel, there's a meal, but yeah, I'm just saying.
Well, we charge Stony.
Well, that's good. You should charge him.
Fucking Robert.
Same time, if you got the money, don't show up at the door asking you to get in for free. If you got that $10 in your pocket, put it in their hand and let them keep doing their thing. So I'll say that part too.
Right on.
I've given plenty of bands a bunch of bags before, or, you know, pieces of paper and 10 strips because they're playing at 2 and 3 o'clock at night in an acoustic cafe at a festival. Hey, you want to play for a few more hours? Here.
That 10 strip will definitely help.
Yeah, it does. But, you know,
Maybe
giving
not at
gifts
first.
like that, you know, it's, and people around the cannabis scene, at least when I got into it and seeing all of you people on here and getting to meet all of you, we're all kind-hearted people, you know, but yeah, if you treat us wrong, we'll snap on you in a heartbeat. But as long as you treat us like a human being, and, you know, we usually give more than what we have. I've gone without a lot just so others can have something.
In the political and business world, that makes absolutely no sense. You're speaking gibberish. And that's who we're against. That's who we're up against.
Kindness is not a factor.
Yeah.
Is we need to figure out how to get our lobbyists into the state capitals.
Yeah, and in the meantime, everybody can be a lobbyist.
Well, I just
Everybody
don't-
has the right
I
to
don't
go
think
out to your fucking who's supposed to represent you and ask them how they stand on the bill. And if they don't know about the bill, you can educate them on the bill and then ask
That's the
them how
biggest
they
thing
stand.
I think, Martin, is the education, because people don't know what they're doing when they sign those ballots. Seriously, like
if
all
they have is the MCMA in this year and nobody in this year, that's all they fucking hear. People got to get out there and tell those motherfuckers.
Find a representative with cancer and cure them.
by getting that revenue.
Seriously, you want to prove it?
Out there and everything, you know, that's the only way it's going to really be able to happen.
Yeah.
So.
And who wants to vote against safety too? You know, so many people don't read past the first sentence. So they see, oh, it's a safety bill. I like safety. Yeah, this must be good.
Yeah.
So educate.
That scares me. That word.
Yeah, just that one line where that whole section they remove the ability to even make RSO. I mean, you're removing the ability to make medicine. That is not safe. Not safe at all. That is the opposite of safe.
You know, I used to always tell all my coworkers and people I was training when we changed tires that it was always teamwork first, safety second. Because you had to get the job done, man, and let's fucking work together and get it done.
Yeah.
If you get hurt or I get hurt,
Try not to.
we're gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be fine. We'll walk it off.
One guy will be around to be able to call the paramedic. You'll be all right.
Exactly. Yeah. Team. Exactly.
See,
exactly.
every time you hear safety, you have to give up something.
Yep.
Like, what'd you give up when you gave up safety? You gave up safety to get the job done, or you know, like.
I fell 34 feet off the back of a scaffolding, so I gave up my entire career. I retired that day. And September 16th was 27 years ago.
That's a wow.
September what? 17th?
17.
That's today. That's today.
That's today. Yeah.
The 16th. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yesterday.
I was gonna say, fuck. That's
Wow.
today, man. Even still.
Still
That was
pretty
yesterday.
goddamn close. I don't care either way.
Oh, shit, dude. That's awesome. Man.
Later, Chad.
Man.
But
For all I
that's
know,
what gave me the opportunity to go and volunteer at our normal chapter.
Oh fuck.
That's how you take a negative and turn it into a positive right there.
Exactly.
Fuck yeah, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, that turned to normal when I had to get a lawyer for my parole. And they helped me find a great lawyer who was very reasonable.
I have to say this. Fuck you, Illinois normal. They left me sitting in LaSalle County Jail and never got back to me. Luckily, I knew a friend, and the retired prosecutor for LaSalle County had his office right across the street. He cost me $50,000.
Jesus.
Welcome to Illinois.
Yeah.
Fucking sucks.
I wish I could have my seed collection back. They were laughing at me because I had buds and bags that had seeds in them still. And you've got like a date written down, and it's like 4 or 5 years ago.
Oh man.
Well, that's how we did it. We wanted to see what the mother plant was and taste it, so we just left the seeds in it.
Yeah, man, I've done that. I don't know. Sometimes that stuff is potent as fuck too, man. I don't know.
All right, guys, I got
Oh, see you, Stoney. Go ahead, man.
Peace out,
All right,
Stoney.
yeah.
Peace,
Y'all have a
Stoney.
good night.
Later, Stoney.
Hey, good to see you, Stoney. Have a
Good to
great
see
weekend,
you.
buddy.
You too.
Hit
See you
the
tomorrow
gym.
on the Wake and Bake, right? So,
Fuck, I thought he'd
and
never
a Sunday
leave.
Wake and Bake. Man, there's 2 Wake and Bakes right in a row.
I was like,
Yeah,
wait,
we'll get
tomorrow,
prepared.
Monday.
Thanks for
Oh,
reminding me, Stoney.
All right, guys. Love y'all.
Have a good night, man.
Later, man.
Adios.
See you, buddy.
Stoney reminded me, Tara Wilson is going to be on our show on Sunday morning. So be sure.
All right.
Oh, awesome.
Cool.
I did not even know that.
Yeah, that's right. We're jacking her from you. What?
I've been, yeah.
So you've taken over getting guests for the show. Have you hooked up Tommy Chong yet?
Nope, not yet.
Buddy, come on. Get on that little thing, okay?
I'm still waiting for him to I'm still waiting for him to reach out to me, but he hasn't yet. Maybe if I ask him.
I need somebody on the channel older than me. I think he might qualify. But I've already got a list of questions for him, so don't let me down.
Everybody.
Don't we need Keith Richards
Tommy
actually
Chong
for
is
that?
Tommy Chong can't even be immune to fucking Uncle Rick throwing shit at him. Damn.
No, I've already got a list of questions. Oh, and thank you, Spartan, for
He's
reminding
already got
me.
a
I've
list of
something for
fucking
you,
questions.
sir.
Have we circled back around to
But
the question yet?
here's the best part. He won't be able to read his own fucking handwriting.
How did you know? How did you know? Okay, well, here's one. This is I heard you on another channel. I've seen you more than just here. I just want you to know. You did a shout out.
Are you stalking me?
Are you talking about, is this a Tommy Chong question?
No, I know. I'm saving that for when Tommy's on. Okay. No, this one is. It's not a statement as much as a. Geez, there's a moth on my screen. Okay.
I could probably find
Maybe
a guy
it's
named
me.
Tommy Dong, but
Close enough, man. Close enough.
Oh,
But-
you got him excited.
He's gonna go through his OnlyFans real quick.
No, I heard you mention, Spartan, that you smoked some of Hype's hypotheticals CBD, and you got high from it.
I did.
And that's an intro. It's
Really?
well, first of all, a great shout out to Hypothetical Gardens, and secondly,
Loving the hash and got
that was the hashing god, eh? Yeah,
the one I'm doing.
elevated CBD.
The 1-in-1.
It's not,
Got it from
it's not
DP.
just CBD.
But that in itself is an intro. Who was I watching today? Dude Grow Show, and they were talking about, was pot more powerful in the 90s than it is today? And they were kind of debating, well, maybe
Infamous question.
how the THC and the CBD has changed, how the proportions of THC and CBD may have changed in the plant. So it's still the same plant. Is it? Were you get higher in those days? I don't know.
I think we
I
know how
would
to grow better these days.
Yeah,
I think it's the same
THC.
shit,
Yeah.
man.
What's
Back in the day when, they were, when the
I
capsule
think we
measuring
lost a lot
plants,
of old cannabinoids as well from the past.
they're going off.
Right
they're
now.
going- when they
We've
show
gained
the-
some new ones.
Have you looked at the numbers they claimed from back in the day? The numbers that they're going off of, like the DEA numbers of like 9%, 8%. If you look at how they fucking collected that, they took the entire plant, root ball and all, ground it all up, and fucking tested that for THC. Of course,
Yeah.
it's going to be way the fuck lower.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're
'Cause
testing
my-
all this bullshit.
My dad's
Yeah.
talking about lamb's breath and shit that he had back in his day that like rocked his world. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, my dad told me stories too, man.
you know, like
he was in Vietnam, like in
they never bought green weed because that was homegrown. They were always looking for brown or like red weed. You know, I laughed at him.
looking for the sativas.
Yeah, I'm like laughing at him because I'm like, well, you smoke homegrown now, motherfucker. But we're getting all types of colors that, you know, they never got.
Well, see, people still smoke Durban poison. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People still smoke that same shit.
White Widow,
it still
fucking.
hits people hard. I don't understand. If that shit was so shit, nobody would be smoking it.
As far as like THC percentage, though, a lot of people are still smoking some of these older strains, but testing numbers, they come back a lot lower than a lot of the newer
on
breeds.
THC, but not on all the. If you took total cannabinoids, I would say no.
Right, because we don't know all the.
Yeah, I'm curious how much what brickweed comes up as, because I mean, I started off smoking that shit.
Dude, that's kind of a thing. Even at our work is like when we get our test results back, we're not even look. I mean, yeah, we look at THC percentage because the fucking industry wants to know. Yeah. But we're really looking at total cannabinoids. We want to know what our cannabinoid number was. Because that's what we're farming cannabinoids, really. That's what we're doing.
Here.
Have you ever seen like a really wide swing in those levels when you guys changed something in the facility, like the way you watered or your nutrients or your lighting or anything?
No, we haven't. No. They all stayed pretty well, but we haven't honestly changed a whole lot. We're in the process of doing that now, so that'll be interesting because we're adding these rows of LED bars down the middles. We have 3 tables, but we only had 2 rows of lighting, HPS 1000-watt, double-endeds. But now we're adding that 3rd row down the middle. We got every flower room. We need to do 1 more, but we're already getting way better results.
And where exactly are the strips situated? Are you set along the side?
No, they're right straight down the middle of the room. If you pull up, can you pull up Instagram and pull up Mitten Canico?
Yeah.
I'm sure there's plenty of pictures on there. It's got to show our lights set up.
Oh, he'd love to do that.
No. I'm ambidextrous. Hey, Blue Kiss.
But he's constantly
I'm
lost.
sorry I got sidetracked there. I saw my name in lights.
Ambidextrous. So you've never had a stranger before, huh?
Oh, Blue Kiss says, I thought Uncle Rick is your daddy, Prophet. By the way, I got to remember to say hi to your stepbrother next time I see him.
Yeah, he's an asshole. Give him the finger.
I love the idea of Prophet's mom was here on the hoodie for the caribou hoodie that Caribou and Fluff were talking about on the 1-to-1. I don't know if everybody caught that, but they were talking about having it like in the where your hand warmer is in the hoodie.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome.
Here, I was like, I requested a special one, and I wanted it in the back with an arrow like pointing down.
Nice, dude. I would definitely grab a hoodie. Probably one for my mom too. I need it extra large.
How about just 2 extra larges and you can kind of zip them together?
Sew them together.
Yeah. Just have the extra 2 arms laying out the back, hanging out.
Just make some moo-moos. We'll be all right.
The moo-moos. Yeah, but that kind of going back to what we were just talking about, I think that I think like a lot of these people working out in the quote unquote land races out there in Afghanistan and getting those terpenes back introduced into cannabis, because I don't know, this is just my thinking that we lost a lot of it in the last previous 20 years compared to the last 6 years of us being reintroduced into different terpenes and stuff. Because that's that huge entourage effect is what I feel like you really get those really good stones that we're missing out on from back in the day, where you're just like sitting down and you're like got that cheese shit eating grin on your face. You look at your buddy and they're like, "Oh man, I'm stoned." Like that weed's kind of harder to find these days.
Yeah, we were kind of starting out. Well, maybe you were, but friggin', I mean, the real person to ask is like, Rick, has you smoking changed dramatically compared to what you used to smoke back in the day to now? Being the oldest person, you've gone through the history of most of it.
700 years ago.
Yeah.
Being as you are the oldest one.
I find that
you're the oldest one. Just so
you are the expert here right now.
I don't know about that, but I probably smoked a lot of pot in my life. But I started
Was it
off.
better then,
But you
or
were
is it
there.
better now?
You were
Oh,
there.
it's
You were a witness.
too hard to remember. There's been a couple
Must have
of
been pretty good then. If you can't remember.
a couple of nasty. Probably the one I vaguely remember the most is Buddy and I were going to a concert. It was Emerson, Lake and Palmer, and this was I forget what year it was, in the 60s. And anyway, I parked the car and we got out, and I vaguely remember him saying, well, I got to do something or check something, or I don't know. I said, okay, I'll meet you inside. So I went into the concert, and I'll bet you it was like halfway through the concert, I totally forgot that Buddy was with me, and he sat down beside me, scared the shit out of me. So I said, well, what happened to you? And he said that he had taken my car was in the parking lot. He took about 2 steps and passed out and fell on the ground. And this is we were just smoking this Sumatran. It was some pot from Sumatra. And it was nasty.
Exotics,
and then he came to, and he saw some feet coming his way, so he got up, but he must have been passed out for an hour. I don't know how long I was sitting in the concert having a great time until I realized that I was alone. Anyway,
That's hilarious, man.
Anyway, so those lights you put down the middle, here's another, the questions the weird ones that come from me. How many more watts did you put into that room? That's a 40-foot room.
I think there's 660 watts, and then there's 8 of them. So whatever 8 times 660 is
20, another 3,000. Wow. And now you have taken
on the very
that
edges. The thing that impressed us.
5280.
What's that?
1.21 gigawatts.
5280. I don't know. 5280 is my guess.
But the thing that's kind of, I don't know, surprising to me is their replacement for high bay lighting. So see how high off the fucking canopy are? That's like 3-4 feet up. It's really the fucking high up there.
Even higher than the double enders.
Yeah. And even all the way to the left of the room, the left-hand wall and the right-hand wall, we're still got an additional 200 ppf from those lights in the fucking middle.
Oh yeah.
Light.
Yeah. Well,
Now,
and
that's
that's
part
one
of the
the
heat?
secrets.
It's just because it's so high up, it spreads like so even all the way across.
Precisely. Yeah, that's why you think that, well, I could probably get away with the lights being closer, but no, there's a reason why they are so high. I'm curious. Looking at I just took my last run down, and I noticed that the outside rows weren't as strong as the inside rows. And I was thinking that maybe because right now, if I look, it's the lights are precisely over the center of the tables, absolutely precisely. But I'm thinking maybe because there's a crossover like yours, like your light, like your double enders, there's probably a crossover of light in the middle. Maybe I should be moving them a little bit further to the outside.
Do you have a light meter? That'd be the only way to really know. But yeah, I mean, you could otherwise experiment. But
good point. Yeah, good point.
We use a light meter, and that's what really helped us dial in where we wanted them.
Are you seeing a difference where that middle row is?
Oh my god, dude!
Like, is it just like ridiculous compared to the other side?
Like it's usually now the heaviest table when we harvest is the middle table.
Absolutely, yeah. My buddy just
you've had these for the
and he's loving the results. He's got a metal halide in with his LED, and he said both of those spectrums, the plants just seem to be eating it up.
I added some blue into my flower on the last one, and it could have just been the wattage increase, but I definitely harvested more. Adding a little blue into my flower room, yeah.
What our final end game is to replace those HPS to LED too. I mean, it's going to be all LED by the time we're done. You were muted, Captain 420. You trying to say something?
I know. I just noticed that some stone motherfucker. Can you share, because you check those with light meters all the time, what is your wattage per square foot in those rooms?
I have no idea.
And would you
total wattage divided by your floor plan? Yeah,
because
or your canopy.
At 65 watts per square foot, the cannabis plant stops growing, I've been told.
Well, it depends on how much of that wattage is getting to the plants in a different form, but you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. So HPS watts as opposed to LED watts would be way different because you're creating heat, way more heat with the HPS watts, which is not going to be photosynthetically active. I'm gonna pat myself on the back for that one. And yeah, so for sure, I agree with you, Chad.
And getting back to the DP's talk there, and I'll throw a little shout out because you guys know I don't throw too many shouts out to Potent Ponics there for having me on last night after driving home from Michigan. And
yeah, what's that?
Cool. We should get on the freeway someday because I drove the hell out of that Traverse.
Dude, I fucking love going fast in the cars, man. I just want to get to where I'm going and be done with it. But if I'm a passenger, I don't want to give a shit. I can just chill. So if I'm behind the wheel, I'm going.
I'm glad you can. I can't chill with somebody else driving, man. Like, I can't. There's only a few people I can fall asleep with.
This is what you do. This is what I do in my head. Just totally embrace the experience as a passenger and you're in a roller coaster. Just
yeah,
it does. It's gonna be surprising.
I can't.
It's gonna be surprising, but it's not gonna be what you would do. But hey, you're just there for the ride, bro.
Nah, I can't do it, man. There's only a few people I can have drive where I could actually fall asleep. Like I'll pull 16, 17 hour drive, you know, just to make sure I'm the one fucking driving.
So DP, getting back to your question there, it was brought up last night and I keep on bringing this up because, you know, I keep on getting a lot of people asking me because I do work with older genetics. And it comes out that the lower the THC allows more of that entourage effect to come in because there's only so much of the plant that's taken up by the cannabinoids. So if the THC can go drop, because my perfect cannabis is between about 17 and 19, maybe at 20%. And the 20% was my UK cheese. But I like that range there. And that seems to give me more of a body effect because I'm a cause and effects person when it comes to smoking pot. You know, I get some smell and a little bit of taste, but my accident took all that away from me. So it's basically cause and effect. And my cause, does it relieve tension, pain, anxiety, depression, post-traumatic stress disorder? You know, we have it all, but basically I'm looking for those strains that, you know, do have something else that we don't know yet and probably will not know about for another, well, the way things are going today, maybe 10, 15 years from now.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of growers out there who are just growing at their own house and been doing it for 20 fucking years, and they aren't saying anything to anybody that we haven't heard from.
Yeah.
And all these genetics that people think are gone forever and we're never going to see them again, they're still fucking out there, man.
They're just sitting back smoking on them like,
they're in a fucking glass jar in a basement somewhere, fucking just as
Fuck all
seeds
of
that
ya.
somebody forgot, just coated in fucking dust. They're out there, man. I've got a lot of hope that there's shit still out there. I'm not too worried about it.
Well,
If it's meant to be, it'll
I gotta
find its way
take
back.
off, guys. I'm
Chit
gonna go look for those jars right now.
Hey, see you tomorrow, Chad. Have a good night, buddy.
Yeah, thanks for the hangout, everybody.
Later, Chad.
Appreciate it.
Good to see you, man. Holy
But
shit.
yeah, those strains are out there still. And a lot of those people aren't on YouTube watching any of this because
Exactly.
they're still like me and still in a closet,
I'm
growing
good.
in the basement.
Yeah. So how are you adjusting to being back now that it's been a couple of weeks and everything? I mean,
Especially, I bet you the weather's the biggest adjustment.
the beautiful scenery too.
Well, Spartan got to see me and yesterday staying out in the sun in a fleece because I was cold.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I'm having a really hard time with the weather, and it's exactly the reason why I moved to Thailand, because this time of the year is really hard on me.
Well, winters are hard for pain. Yeah. Like during the winter, my back is just shot. You know what I mean? It's just constant, just 24/7. You know what I mean? So I can only imagine, people that have been dealing with it for a really long time, and yeah, I feel for you on that. That RSO definitely helps me at night
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, Skilbo's, have you tried his rollerball?
I have, and actually I've talked to Skilbo, and Skilbo is going to have 2 new roller balls coming out, one with menthol and one with capsaicin for the heat, because I need the heat for my hands and my back and my neck. So
now the capsaicin, that'll actually go in there and like open everything up, right?
Warm it up, really.
A little bit more. Yeah.
Well, he has actually gone even farther than that. And we're not only just taking capsaicin, but he's mentioned 5 other things that we're going to be adding to it that will prolong the heat, make the heat go a little bit deeper. So, Skilbo's got the knowledge, and I just came up with, hey, my friend that I gave the 4 roller balls and Clio to for her back, says I still have to use a little bit of icy hot. So the idea is, she's a cook, and I said, well, what about we just add capsaicin to it? Pepper.
Yeah.
And she goes, yeah, that would be right. So my job right now is to look for liquid capsaicin for Skilbo.
Ooh, that's scary sounding. You don't want to spill that shit. Oh my God.
Make sure the cap's on.
Do not rub your eyes.
But
wash your hands thoroughly afterwards.
I'm going to help Skilbo out with that project, because that's something that a lot of people out there, and he's making a great product, and that's just going to give him another great product to help out more patients.
Yeah, and to help the patients where maybe that other one isn't quite doing enough, he's got another option. I think it's just another tool in the tool belt. It's fucking sweet.
Yeah, absolutely. Because not everybody, not everybody's not cookie cutter. We're all different. Our bodies are all wired differently, especially as we get older. Things start coming apart a little bit more than others do. You know what I mean? So, and that's what's great about cannabis. It has so many different healing properties. It's not just like, hey, here you go, take this for that.
Yeah. I wish they would just treat it like the herb that it is and drop all this stupid bullshit regulation.
It's crazy, man. I can go in my kitchen cabinet or my bathroom cabinet, and like, there's so many toxic chemicals down there.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? Like, so many of them.
You can go buy gallons of it. You can go buy a 55-gallon drum of it if you want. It's fine. Buy as much as you want.
But it just goes to show like how far people will go to like be like, nope, I wasn't wrong.
Or like you said, grow hemlock in your backyard, all you want.
Yeah.
Fucking eat a peanut if you're allergic to peanuts. It doesn't mean that person allergic to peanuts can't go buy that peanut. You know what I mean? Like, they're allowed to go buy and eat it.
I'm a big fan of the whole slogan, decriminalize nature, man. It's fucking nature. Back the fuck off. Jesus.
Yeah.
No shit. Yeah.
We just need to, man. Yeah. Answer to love.
I think it's. I can't remember who said it. Somebody said it, but they say it's your duty.
Oh.
It's your duty to disobey any unjust laws. So I've kind of followed that in my heart for a long time.
And it takes people going through their own events to realize that, because you can be told the cookie cutter tale of, you know what I mean, the class system and everything, you know what I mean? But until you go out there and you deal with the real world and you have to deal with it, like, that's the only way you're going to learn.
Yeah, you get in the trenches and you see the shit with your real eyes and you see what's fucking going on.
You see how it affects
changes
everybody.
you. It makes you, it gives you that passion.
Just because you start noticing everybody else, you know what I mean, that has been affected, because it fucking hurts, you know what I mean? So now you're like, oh shit, it must hurt for that person, that person, that person, that person, that person, you know what I mean? And it's just, yeah. And how bad it perpetuates, you know?
But at the same time, you can get that spark of that little fire where you like, I can hand them a fucking little thing of RSO and be like, here, just
oh
try
man,
this.
when I tell people that come in this shop that like, hey, do you have your medical card? They're like, no. I'm like, why not?
Yeah.
Like, why? I'm like, dude, you can grow legally with it. They're like, what? I'm like, yeah, we got seeds right here. You can go fucking buy a light down the street, dude. Like, come on. Like, what? Here's my number. Like,
exactly. It changes their life too. Dude, changes their fucking life, man.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Spartan, I got another question about your grow there, that grow. Do you raise and lower the lights?
I don't like to, but that's my job. Yes.
So, but it's important, correct? I tell you, I take the lazy way out. I just let the plants grow into the lights, but I suppose I should be raising and lowering them.
Well, so we don't raise and lower it every time, but way more than I like. I have to go in and raise them because our plants are over vegged and they get tall, because we constantly are running new strains. So sometimes they stretch a little bit on it more than we expect.
Yep.
Like sometimes we've got, so usually on like 90% of the stuff we grow, we'll get 3 trellis nets in.
Yeah.
And that's enough to handle the plant. That's usually enough for like a 6-foot tall plant. Well, we've twice now had to put stakes in the poles so that we could extend and put a 4th net up.
Oh my God.
These plants. Like, some of these plants are just stretchy as, you know, I'll get out. So
yeah. Now, and was the yield in that room higher, particular room higher? Or?
So it's hard to tell, because those, like, the one that I can remember that was recent was the first time so we have nothing to compare. You know what I mean? We don't have that. We didn't grow that strain before, but it was a normal yield as far as what we normally would pull on average, just across the board.
Yeah.
It was just a lot of this. It wasn't, the tops were nice, but the bottoms, you didn't get much because they were so fucking tall that the light didn't get all the way down. And I had to raise the lights. So, you know, when you raise the light, that doesn't penetrate as far down into the canopy, so those lower suffer.
Women hate lack of penetration.
It was my second wife or my third wife. I can't remember which. She said, she loved me. She said, making love to me was great. She said, I couldn't hit bottom, but I beat the shit out of the sides.
So it's like wouldn't touch the bottom of a tuna can, but it wouldn't fit inside of one.
Look, he is so excited after saying that. He's got to do a bong rip. See that?
Don't worry, my mom talks so nice about you. You tip well.
Ooh, that hurt.
That's
Ouch,
awesome.
ouch.
You should not talk to your father like that. Have some respect.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, Dad, you owe this asshole that my mom convinced was my father 18 years worth of child support. Just saying.
I owe him?
Yeah, you owe him because he paid it.
No, Uncle Rick's a pimp. You don't fucking worry about that shit.
That's not how
I'll
it
tell you
goes.
what.
You give the money to mom, and I just say, money, bitch.
I'll tell you what. I always said my dad was rich and good looking, and one day I would find him. And I think I did.
Right
There
over
you go. There he is. At least half right,
Immediately,
right?
Where in the
oh,
tab?
God, the pimp anthem comes to my mind. Fucking.
I'm thinking of fisting, but sure, hand. We'll start there. I'm sorry, Caribou. Got it.
Oh, listening to Rick talk about pimp slapping and shit like that made me think of that Ice-T song, the Pimp Anthem. We're just fucking talking about fucking get my money and slap.
Pimp hand is strong, motherfucker. He Ike Turner's her though, because just smacking the head so that you don't have any marks. Make sure you got them pimp rings on though.
What was it? Was it Chappelle's show where he put the baby powder on his hand and then?
Oh, I love that shit. Wasn't that the hated ball or some shit?
Yeah, that's what it was.
That was great.
Yeah.
All you motherfucking haters hating on my ass. Fuck y'all.
Has anyone seen Fluff in the chat tonight?
Oh,
As
No.
a matter of fact, I haven't.
Has anybody been
Welcome,
sending him,
Al the Beastly
anybody been
Shredder.
posting dick pics to his DMs? Because I started doing that yesterday or the day before. I was like, woke up in the morning and I was fucking looking at my phone. It's like, oh, Fluff's on Instagram. He started following me. So I Googled big black dick pics or something like that. And I found this massive one with like a fucking hook in it. Like this guy could like nail a chick from around a corner. And I posted that up in Fluff's DMs. I'm hoping it like takes on and everybody
Here's
else.
the best part. Now when he goes on Pornhub tomorrow, that's what's gonna be in his feed.
See, that'd be all right. I just want Fluff to be scared to open his DMs. I think it'd be great. Either that or he'll really enjoy it. Depends on,
I was gonna say
DM.
he's probably really excited now. He's just like waiting by it.
Well,
Latest
his
button.
actual reply DP was that he was surprised that you weren't the first one to start sending him dick pics.
I was just saying, have her. She just left.
Oh fuck, man, I'm so slow. Fuck.
It's the sunglasses.
It is, man. If I took them off right now, like my eyes.
I keep looking at them. It's almost like they're upside down, almost the way they look. It's like
It's because I have the eyebrows still on.
oh, I
Style,
see.
with those style of
Oh,
glasses, yeah.
I got lazy. Hold on.
It fits the hat. If they're regular glasses, the hat wouldn't work.
All right, hold on. I'll get rid of the eyebrows.
Oh, that's what.
Gotta get rid of the word. All right, read words. How's that?
We got Dead and Co. starting
that's way
at
better.
11 o'clock. I live like a mile and a half away from the stadium, so I'm going to hang out after the show.
Sweet.
Yeah, I got some glasses on.
What happened, Captain 420? You're on mute.
I know. I tried to make it to 2 of those shows.
Yeah. Do you like Humphreys?
Blossom and Michigan. I broke down on the way to Michigan. I had even sent Skilbo a picture of the inside the tow truck.
Do you like
Hey,
Humphreys?
sorry, dude, I'm gonna miss you.
I'm trying to go down south to see Humphreys McGee. I want to see
But
them live.
I went to Hookahville on Thursday the week before, and at that time I was cool to go. And then all of a sudden, about 7 o'clock, a friend of mine calls up and says, "Hey, you need to have like a COVID test 48 hours prior to, because you haven't had both of your shots yet." And here in Northeast Ohio, we got a bunch of bad tests. So no one had any rapid tests to take. And I found an urgent care to make it up to Michigan. And the van I'm driving breaks down on like the second, third exit on the turnpike.
Man, it was like everything was against you on that one, huh? Jeez.
Yeah. And I won't go to Cincinnati. I've been to Dead and Company a couple years ago, right around my birthday. And Cincinnati set lists just seem to suck.
I've been through there on the Greyhound once or twice. Wasn't too
How much
too impressed.
did they charge you for that test? Those rapid tests? You gotta pay for them?
Yeah.
It pisses me off.
Here, pay for
And
this shit
then-
that doesn't work and then trust us that it will next time.
And my friend gets up to the gate and he calls me, he says, hey, you can still make it. They're doing tests at the gate for $40.
Oh shit.
And
There's
I
a will,
think
there's
to
a way.
myself,
Take a buck.
damn, that's an extra $32.50 they're making off this show.
Yeah.
Crazy, man. It's crazy how much this virus has capitalized people's pockets.
Yeah, think of just the garbage that it has created. Oh my god.
Oh Jesus, I don't even want to think about that. You're an asshole for making me think about that. I hadn't even thought
Oh
about
no,
it yet.
all those fucking gloves. Oh my god.
Gloves and masks and fucking
Whoa.
shit.
Yeah,
Everywhere.
we got
Gowns and
dispensary here. We had an alderman make it a rule that you have to leave with a bag. You can't take it without it and stuff like that. And these garbage cans are just overflowing with bags because as soon as they leave, it's a bright ass, ugly ass orange bag. They throw it right in the garbage and stuff. It's just like, come on, people, like let's start using our heads on where we're spending these resources.
Yeah.
The waste products that come from the cannabis industry is just stupid, from the over packaging and shit like
Oh
that.
yeah.
And
That
that's
comes
just
from
a
stupid
good
regulation.
example of it right there, DP. It's
Why do I gotta open up
say a
7
gram
things of
concentrate,
plastic to get medicine?
it might come in a box like that, but that's big enough I can stuff it in a pocket or something like that.
Hey man, that's
Why does it
activism.
cost all that money? They got to pay for all the packaging and all that stuff. You know what I mean? It's crazy. It's just that's how at least they can justify it, right? Because there's no way as a medical patient somebody should pay $70 for an eighth of medicine.
Yeah. I'll do you one better. How about you're just trying to do your best as a commercial entity, as a small fish in a big fucking pond, we'll say.
Just be good people.
And
you know what I
so
mean?
you try to save some money because you got some cool packaging, but to get the better price, you buy fucking boxes and boxes of it. And then a fucking month later, the MRA decides, we want to change the rule. Those packagings are worth not shit now.
And they laugh.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? They're like, "Oh, these guys got to change all this shit again. We just made them."
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh, thanks. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, I know this
So
guy.
guess where all that goes, right? The fucking garbage.
Well, I looked at the quote for opening up a place out there in Michigan that one my buddy was looking at and shit like that. And what the fuck, just payroll alone, and then everything you have to know though. I mean, how many lights per plant, like all that shit, you know what I mean? But then like they started going on all this weird shit taxes, like you were talking about with the zoning, you know what I mean? And how they're adding all this zoning shit in there. Yeah, what the fuck, man? And it's just like they know exactly what they're doing, but it's not in layman terms. They like, this is what blows my mind. Who the fuck needs to pay somebody to explain what the law means?
Yeah.
We all have to abide by this law every single fucking day. Why don't I understand what it means?
It's such a problem. There's lawyers that are doing nothing but. They're now cannabis lawyers. They do nothing but. It's like, and what they're doing usually is mostly business law. They're just trying to get them a fucking license or to have them retain a license.
It's rewriting it. All it is writing into law something that's not there that can keep you from doing something.
Whoa, this sounds like forever.
Yeah, but we're still cool here in Michigan because we have the caregiver model. You don't have
No, I just meant law in general.
Oh yeah, for sure. But that's why it's really important for us to keep the caregiver model, though. It's just that's the one bastion of freedom still, where you can grow some fucking plants just like they've always been grown for hundreds of years. So don't fucking spit any fucking safety bullshit at me. You know, nobody died fucking even 100 years, thousands of years. Fucking Egyptians and shit were smoking it. None of them fucking died. So
Israelites were smoking it, and they were before the Egyptians.
Yeah, yeah. So, you know, the whole safety thing is just a joke to begin with.
Yeah.
And
well, that, you know where that all came from. That's that whole Henry Anslinger shit, man.
It's just
they
NCMA trying to make it difficult on their competition is what it is.
Well, they made it a competition because there was no competition. It was just
exactly that's the biggest problem.
Enjoyed something.
I don't know if you saw me yelling at that Randy from Pleasantries on Medical Mondays, but that's what I was trying to get across to the dude. I'm like, look, dude, you're fucking, why don't you have your lobby affect your lane? You're trying to affect laws that are not even your fucking lane. Affect the commercial laws. Make it easier on the commercial guys, please, because that's my fucking job. I'm in the commercial space. Please just make it better. Then you don't have to piss other people off. You know what I mean? Or take that fucking money that you're trying to affect the laws of the caregivers because you feel like they're not giving you enough profits and put it in your fucking back pocket instead of giving it to a lobby group. There's your profit. What the fuck?
Yeah, there's so many different things that people can do that maybe won't affect their pocket up front, but will definitely help in the long run, and it helps other people out. People stop thinking that, oh well, I have to be 100% okay before I can help somebody else out. You know what I mean? Most of the time you're getting help. You're being helped by other people. You know what I mean? By you helping other people, you're being helped. You know what I mean? So.
See, I heard a thing that after they put a legalization against cannabis and hemp and everything, because it was in the wild, a lot of our grazing animals ate a lot of that, and that they were healthier then than they are now, which is why we were healthier then, because we were eating these animals that were eating healthier things.
Yep.
And that
there's a whole study on that and shit. There's like the transfer of cannabinoids through, and we've eliminated it from our food supply because we eliminated it because we used to feed all our livestock hemp. It was so easy to grow and everything. Yeah.
That's why we had such a large endocannabinoid system. Like, why would we have that huge structure in place if like it's harmful and not?
Yeah, but that's like any drug. Yeah. You can take too much of an opiate, it's in our receptors.
Yeah.
Sure.
You know, I'm playing devil advocate on that one because every drug that's out there, we are able to receive, even the ones that could kill us.
Yeah, but we can abuse anything. You know what I mean? Like opiate, any type of opiate, you know what I mean, can be used correctly and in the term it's supposed to be. And if we can abuse the fuck out of it,
yeah, but the thing is, you can't excessively use cannabis and expect to OD.
You know what I mean? You want to OD off cannabis? What?
No, I'm saying you can't excessively use cannabis to fucking OD.
You can't OD off of a lot of things.
Right.
You know what I mean? Too much of anything will kill you. But I mean, like
you can OD on water.
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
You eat enough cannabis, you'll die from eating too much.
It's water toxification, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, but there's no regulation like there is like cannabis on it. Why? When cannabis is safe from water.
I'm not arguing with you guys. Actually, the water nowadays, depending on where you're getting it from.
Yeah.
And that brings me back to the problem with the smell in Michigan. I lived in downtown, a small town in downtown, or in Michigan. Not too far away from Eagle, actually. And for 3 to 4 weeks out of the year, all I smelled was cow shit because of the fields all around me. You know, there was nobody really complaining about the smell until recreational came along. So why go and bother the caregivers?
Yeah, I don't understand. What's funny about smell is the Michigan Supreme Court has ruled that smell can't be used as a reason in Michigan for a police officer to search your car anymore. So we got that one.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
That
because
was
they say, you know, as a patient, you're going to smell like fucking weed. You know, your clothes are going to smell like it, whether you smoked it or didn't.
I got a stinky bag in my pocket. Doesn't mean I smoked it in a fucking car.
Yeah. But we're not allowed to have it in our pocket. We got to put it in the glove box. But if,
oh, really? Yeah, I got to have it on hand.
It can't be accessible to the driver of the vehicle. So it's like,
no, see, I'm never the driver. I'm just a passenger. So it's like,
you're probably good then. Yeah.
This is mine. Leave me alone. I'm not carrying a shitload. I'm just taking.
Just don't say anything. You're good. They can't do
No, I just
shit.
tell them, I'm like, this is what I got. They usually like, that's it. I'm like, yep. They're like, fuck off. I'm like,
Yep. You're not worth the paperwork, man.
no, I am not. And they told me like, fuck, 7 years ago that they were like, if you ain't got a QP, I don't even want to fucking do the paperwork.
Exactly.
I was like, okay, that's weird. I wouldn't even walk in this motherfucking city with a dime.
Well, I wouldn't be moving. I'd be hanging around.
Well, it was my area. I got away with a lot just because I rode a skateboard. I did not look like I was slinging anything. I didn't have the fattest car in the world, like that tight ass shit. I wasn't spending money on top notch clothes,
Skateboard or backpack.
That's it, man. That or the bike if I had long distance travel. But realistically, I weaved in and out, the back roads and shit. Kept myself on the ground. When you know a city better than the police.
Excuse me, I'd like to take a few moments to thank everybody for dropping by tonight. Chat, and just want to do a shout out to our Patreon supporters. We've got Crazy Pop Mom, Stony Rockefeller, Canada's Finest, Uncle Rick, Raider Dank Vader, Hypothetical Genetics, BC Stoner Mom, Dave's Not Here, Sticky Icky Cookie, Opie 7420, Lobster Bush Bro, Papa Z, G-Bay Genetics, Colton Bridge, Astro Charlie, Eric Taylor, and 420 Green Goddess. Thank you all.
Great group of people we got there. Great group of people we got hanging out with us in live chat right now too.
Yeah, thank you for the support.
Absolutely. It was a great night.
I wish I could have joined more, but my phone's been fucking up.
Actually, it's been a while since I've been able to hang out for an entire Friday night show. Like, this has been awesome, and then to get a packed house while I'm here, this is awesome.
Well, you've been jealous that every time you leave, we end up with quite a few people in.
Well, it seemed like it was just like, fuck, is it just when I leave now that we get the packed house, or what the hell?
But I asked all these guys to come on because I had a feeling you're going to be here.
Oh, it's great. It's a great time.
Last week I was fucking passed out. Didn't know.
I actually made it. I was fucking hammered because I left my boy's house. But I made it.
Oh, you fooled me, buddy. I swear to God, the last time you went out to play and you must have called from his place because I wasn't watching the screen, but I heard somebody's voice and I said, who the fuck is that? I don't recognize that voice. Well, it was you. Yeah, you were performing, buddy.
Yeah. I had some loud ass music and a lot of motherfuckers floating around me, and I didn't realize because again I was drinking for like 2 hours. I didn't realize I didn't mute, and like there was so much music going on, and then like I'd look and I'd be like, oh, fuck, I didn't hit mute. What an asshole I am, because it says you've been muted. I was like, ah, oh, douche. All right, fuck them.
It's hilarious.
Good night, Jess and Bean.
Oh, shout out to Al, the beastly kill me in chat. He says, I should probably stop keeping jars of ounces in the back seat, huh? Yeah, you should probably stop doing that.
Well, I got a guy that's riding around with quite a few jars, and he's allowed his amount, and I think it's like 2.5 ounces or whatever. But like they're broken up because they're different plants, and like he's got like 6 fucking jars and like one of those reusable short shopping bag. He's got a thing with bubble hash in it and fucking some concentrates and shit. And I was riding to work with him for a little while. That was the house I was bitch about caulking. And I'm like, yo, man.
Are you stressing?
Like, come on, dude. I got fucking a gram on me so I could smoke it on my vaporizer for the fucking day. I don't even know what you got back there. And what's fucked up is one time he actually cut his plants and kept them in the back seat, dude. And it was just like, I was like, well, it just could be him. He could have been trimming all night. he fucking pulls them out of the back, right? So they wouldn't be in the car fucking roasting, you know, it was fucking hot. And he's like, oh, look what fucking, you know, the homeowner gave us. And I was like, there's like 6 fucking, you know, those cardboard fucking soda case carriers. And he had them in paper bags, but they were fucking full of untrimmed bud. Like it was slightly trimmed, but it was dried. And I'm like, he gave that to us? And he's like, oh yeah. I was like, no, the fuck he didn't. He's like, no, this is mine. And I was like, would you keep it here? He's like, no, it was in the back seat. I was like,
How was
like,
that smelling in there, man?
honestly, when the cop pulls me over, it's like, is there anything in the car? And be like, I don't know what the fuck this dude's got in this car. It's mine. I don't know what the fuck he's got in there. Like, it's all weed, I swear to God. But
you like the Cheech and Chong mobile in there, dude.
like,
all weed. It's all it
but
is.
I was pissed off because he couldn't even give me a heads up. Like, yo, I got all these jars on me. But I should have assumed because he's always showing up with them. But I was not expecting freshly cut, freshly dried, not trimmed yet plants and fucking stacked in the back. Like, he didn't trust leaving them at his grow spot because his brother fucking robs it, dude. And I was just like, oh my fucking God.
Wow,
I didn't even
man.
say this shit.
Like, that's those situations like, how did I get in this? How did I get where I'm at right now? What did I do?
Dude, the car's a bit of a mess. We're gonna be there for fucking 2 hours while they fucking search this car because it's a fucking mess. Like it's like almost like a Prius. So it's like he's got everything you can think of packed into this car, dude. It's just gonna be like, I would hate to be a cop to have to go through that fucking car.
Oh my God.
Just to find, he'll be coming up with fucking jars of fucking bubble hash that he totally forgot that he had. That's like under his seat and shit, and it's gonna be like under my seat because fucking I'm at the passenger seat, not even knowing. How'd you not know? Because I didn't strip search the motherfucking car before I jumped in.
You're like, dude, I was just trying not to get eaten by the mice, man. I'm
Yo,
just,
man,
I'm just trying to survive.
I'm just trying to get a ride to work, man. I swear to God. But yeah, he takes it to the limit. Takes it to the limit. I'm like, dude, when you're carrying 1 or 2 short bags full of fucking jars and concentrates and shit, I'm just like, you're just asking for it, my opinion.
I at least put it in the fucking trunk, so you're not gonna smell like when you roll the window down.
Oh, dude, it's right behind the back seat.
Fuck that, man.
Fuck. Like I said, the size of a Prius, man. And like I was taking care of my plant, so when I jumped in his car, all I could really smell was me, you know. And then that's when he showed up with that, and I was just like, wow. Either my sense of smell has gotten pretty shot from smelling so many different weeds. Like my palate's gone for my taste and my smell for the most part. But I'm a little disappointed I didn't smell all that in the back seat. Like I was half asleep, but I was truly disappointed. I did not realize that the back of that fucking thing was banging.
You like had a fucking small grow going on in the back seat.
The end. and who's gonna believe me? Like really, when I after they pull out fucking like,
they're like, dude, you have a fucking whole grow behind you, and you have no clue what's there. Get the fuck out of here.
No idea. And that was the God's honest truth. Like I said, I was kind of bugging because like we had to ride back with the fucking thing. You know, it wasn't like he was leaving it at fucking the boss's house. No, we're riding back with that shit.
It's the whole day. As the day gets closer and closer, you're getting more anxious, and when you're like, great,
I'm like, hide me in traffic
all day. It's going to be 10 times more stinky. Oh, wonderful.
I was like,
sounds like an episode from Trailer Park Boys.
I should have recorded it and posted it, to be honest with you, because it was fucking tears. I was like, yo, you better just... He's like, oh, we cut through here and da-da-da. I'm like, fucking get your ass in traffic now. Get in traffic. Fucking do not.
Okay. I'm going to tell you a story, and I don't want it to go any further than this, but here's what I did one time. I've grown in so many places, but I was growing in a commercial area. No, let me start with allegedly. Okay, I was growing this commercial area, and I
You're
rented a
senile
bay.
anyway.
I rented a bay.
This is your Uncle Trip instead of Uncle Rick.
So
your Uncle Trip.
anyway, I fell behind in the rent. So one day I went to go there, and the door's locked. And well, the landlord was across the thing, so I went over and I said, "Hey, give me the fucking key." And he said, "Well, give me the rent." I said, No, give me the key. So I got the key and went and got. I had everything inside a fucking fifth wheel trailer. Like about a 35-foot fifth wheel trailer. I think I had 5 lights in there. Well, I went home, got my truck, and went back that night and opened up the door and got into a fight with the landlord and hooked up my trailer and took off. And I got about a mile or so away and remembered that I left a 6-pack of beer. So I turned around and went back and got the 6-pack.
You fucking turned around for a 6-pack.
I swear to God.
That's how you know you have a fucking problem, Uncle Rick.
Rick, I got a question. When you say you got into a fight
like that,
or an altercation, do you mean a physical or a verbal?
No, just verbal.
Okay.
Verbal.
Oh, I thought Uncle Rick fucking put the baby powder down and was like, fucking.
No, nothing like
and then
that.
That's why he was like, you know what? I forgot my 6-pack. Fuck that bitch. I'm going back and sliding in one more time because I forgot my 6-pack.
Yeah. She then did not fucking tell me. So got another bitch slap coming.
Oh my God.
My beer eater.
Slick is a pimp named Slickback.
I haven't
What
thought about
happened?
that for
What
a
happened
while.
when you went back for your 6-pack?
Well, I just grabbed my 6-pack and took off.
Oh, you're fucking lucky.
I mean, was it an expensive 6-pack? Could you get was it Natty Ice? I mean, that's a cheap beer around here.
And it
Or
was and the crop was
Bats.
like
It was Labatt's Blue, wasn't it?
it could have been. The crop was like 3 weeks or 4 weeks premature, so had to take it somewhere and cut it down. And like, what a joke! Gotta have fun.
Welcome to Thailand, Uncle Rick. That's about how early they cut it. 4 weeks too early.
Quick
Yeah, but
18-wheeler unload.
There is 12, 16 week, 20 weeks, isn't it?
Yeah.
So why are they cutting it early?
To have a heart attack.
Basically, it's they really don't know any better. And in their culture, the leaf is more used than a flower itself. So they have a lot of Thai traditional medicines that have the cannabis leaf in it. So for them, and it being such a long plant to grow, you get tons of leaves off of it. But they just don't know about it forming a flower and forming trichlomes on it and things like that.
Now, are they taking the leaves and flower or veg and flower?
Both.
And what medicinal uses are they using just the leaf for?
Well, actually, a lot of people put it in their soups. But
people juice them here too. It's getting pretty popular. People just juice them. I've
heard of raw salads.
Yeah, have you
with that added?
Some of them are spicy as fuck. It's crazy.
Even buds, dude. I've seen people eating fresh buds.
I've never done that. I don't know if that'd be that's dense, man. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I mean, you gotta chop it up, add it to something, like
mix it into something.
Yeah, this guy Chef Derek Butts, he was doing it and shit. He was he was even talking about fucking taking a bud and eating it because the non-active, not taking away the acid.
Yeah, the A.
With that whole entourage effect of it not being psychoactive and the health benefits to it.
Yeah, I see that.
I mean, if anybody, Chef Derek Butts, he recently died, I think, like a year or two ago. I believe it was cancer. But he was showing a lot of like how to do everything medicinal. Plus, he was a chef, so like he got me interested in the whole infusing different types of oils to be able to actually cook decent meals rather than just throwing a stick of butter in there and fucking you know what I'm saying? Like he was doing some interesting things.
That's one of my favorite things to see the new, what I call the new edible every time. In a lot of these places, I don't see one, but like I had cotton candy one time and ice cream, and they had barbecue sauce and maple
I've done hot sauce.
Arso maple syrup, Wolverine grown.
Nice.
All kinds of just crazy shit.
Well,
Abolish Farms, he makes this drink like a Kool-Aid. It's fucking good as fuck.
So you start off with a syrup and then mix it with water.
So
because that's what I was doing.
I hope he won't. I don't think he'll be mad. So
no, you don't have to say it.
I think we've talked about it on the show. So we had an idea on the show and he tried it and it was fucking amazing. So you ever make bubble hash and you have that, you've noticed, like, especially if you get like a purple strain or something, you notice that the water changes colors. Well, you know that, well, something's going in the water. We're losing something, a terpene, and then you can smell it too. You can smell some terps in the water if you're catching the water in a bucket. So he used the terp water and then boiled that down into a simple syrup and did the whole process. And
yeah, see, I did it.
I call it his scissor, and it's fucking great.
That's basically what I do, except I do I'm not going to use the word iso wash. I'm going to use alcohol wash. And then I put it in my rice cooker after I made my syrup with the syrup, and I boil it away. So it infuses with the syrup, like fruit syrup. Right. So I just pour it in water and mix it. And I got sugar. I can put it on my pancakes and like salads, fucking everything.
Have you done it yet?
Yeah. I made it like 6 years ago. I posted it online, and
that's bad.
I come back around and now all this scissors around. I'm like, I know what that stuff is.
Yeah, you could just pour
I just started posting how to make it in Cannabis just to be a dick.
Yeah, you could totally just make that simple syrup and just pour that into a fucking soda.
Dude, yeah, anything. It was amazing. Half the stuff. Just drink, like taking 2 tablespoons as is.
Or you can
I was told by a guy in Oregon who's been growing for like 30, 40 years, and he was saying it was one of the most medicinal ways that he's seen the cannabis plant used besides like RSO. So like in your aspect, making that scissor, it's pretty pure, it's versatile. The only other thing I got that had a quick reaction was infused coffee. Basically I decarb cannabis
heat, man.
and do the mix, but you got to decarb it because the temperature of the coffee never gets hot enough long enough to decarb it. So, or to get rid of to make it psychoactive. Right. So you take the trim, decarb it, add that in, and then add the amount of coffee, because if you try to go a 50-50 ratio, it's going to be watered down. You got to go with a little bit of more coffee to your taste, and then because of the heat activated through it, it seems to go, and maybe if you add a little bit of honey or sugar, that shoots it through your system really quick. It's like the most common cup of coffee. It takes away like a lot of aches and pains because it just goes totally eternal and just shoots through your bloodstream and shit and through your body. Just as quick as caffeine.
Is the tincture under the tongue thing.
I have it. I've used it to help my cat with his seizures and maybe slow down my dad's blood clot, but to get him to the hospital. But me personally taking it, I have never used it. But I've seen a lot of benefits come from the people that I've allegedly force administrated.
Yeah, I've tried it. It's just there's too much for me to add that much alcohol. I would have to do a vegetable glycerin tincture, I think, to be able to try that, I think you have to have the alcohol to make that past that blood barrier. So
I've
So
done
it's
the
like
coco-
it
I've
feels
done
like
the
you're
coconut
not-
oil infusion tints. I mean,
Yeah.
they're nowhere near like the alcohol from what I could see, you know, after people taking it, because I've done the other ones. And, you know, it's like, to me, it's like eating a gummy, because that's basically what gummies are made out of.
Yeah, that's true.
Do
It's a good
you
idea with the oil. You could cut it with oil. You could mix
do
it.
you decarb all of your material before you make RSO?
I used to. I don't anymore.
No, there's no point.
Because
You're burning away like a lot of the chlorophyll and shit like that. And if we're going for this entourage effect, I imagine we want everything. And if you burn anything away prior, it could possibly interfere. I mean, I'm not a scientist.
So
We
I
got
know-
Spartan right here.
I'm not a
When it comes to this shit. When it comes to this shit, he's more experienced than I am. You know, I've just done a lot of research in it.
Yeah.
Because that was the route I was gonna go once I finally made it to there.
So my my opinion is very similar to what Prophet's saying is I know that it's probably decarbing in the process of boiling off the alcohol anyway, honestly. And but I don't boil it all the way down to a thick consistency. I let it to be a little bit soupy, because then I like to finish it in just the mason jar on a coffee warmer, because I can take a heat gun and I can measure the heat of that, and I can pull it off if I think it's too hot, or I can go get a complicated fucking heating device. I'll let your imagination run wild there, and get something that's more accurate, and I can set a certain temperature, like the boiling point of alcohol, and slowly watch it boil off the alcohol by just watching the bubble coming through the the mixture. And then I can just sit there and just keep checking it every so often until I get to the consistency that I want.
So what is the temp?
It'll look more soupy when it's warm. As it cools, it gets it gets way it condenses down as it cools.
So what's the temp that you want near the end, so that we're not burning it or killing anything off?
Yeah, what I look for, I forgot. I've got it written down right down there, so I just look at the number. But I think it's like 220 degrees or something. It's just the boiling point of alcohol. I just want to touch the boiling point of alcohol, because I got to get to that point to tease it out.
Get rid of it.
But I don't want to go much higher than that, because, I mean, even though I can look up a list of every terpene and every cannabinoid, and none of them seem to be even close to the boiling point of alcohol, that's just the known cannabinoids. That's just the known terpenes. And who knows what about flavonoids? Who knows what the fuck else? You know what I mean? So we're going for this full spectrum. So that's my goal. I'm going as high as I need to be, and that's it. And so, yeah, that's kind of my theory, and that's how I've done it.
Okay.
And so as far as the consistency, I'm just looking for it to stop. But when I go in there, it's got like very few bubbles. And sometimes if you don't have a stir thing going in there, you have to take that mason jar off and just swirl it around, because it gets thick. So like the gas, we'll say, can't really escape as a bubble without a little agitation to help it, maneuver its way out. So it may not look like there's a lot of bubbles in there, but when you swirl it around, it'll get a big frothy head on it. And if that happens,
okay,
you get a big root beer frothy head on it, or a big beer. You know what I'm saying?
I know it's not a fair question, but just roughly, how much material would you use to make, say, a gram of RSO?
I have no idea, because I never make a gram of RSO.
It varies.
So, I know,
varies on potency, and if you're using trim or if you're using bud, I've been with shatter, and it's just like I can't give you an answer.
No, I get it. Yeah,
I can tell you that on average, the stuff that I grow, if I take a gallon freezer bag and I stuff that full of my trim and my what I call smalls, the bottom shit, that's a gallon. It's a little bit less than a gallon, because I don't want to fill up that. I want to fill it up with alcohol. I don't want to fill it up with plant material. I need a little bit of space so that I can cover it all.
Caribou, you bouncing out of here, man?
Yeah, guys, I'm out of here. I gotta go lay down. My back's giving me a bit of grief, and I'm a little tired. So that you know how it is. Spartan,
See you,
thanks
buddy.
for joining us, man. Always a pleasure hanging out with you. Captain 420, G-Bay, crazy pop mom. Great to see you. Great.
I'm glad you're here, mate.
Love all you guys. Live chat. You guys are awesome. It's bedtime. Have a great weekend. I guess we got Tara Wilson's joining us on Sunday. That's going to be exciting. So really look forward to that. You guys wake and bake in the morning, Prophet or Spartan?
I won't be there, but they'll be there. I'll be in chat probably if I wake up. Probably won't be up that early. Maybe.
All right. Well, yeah. Well, I imagine I'll be up and around by then. So hopefully see you guys around in the Bro Show live chat for their wake and bake tomorrow morning. And then everyone have a great weekend and enjoy your night.
Did you put Prophet in charge there or somebody in charge? Yeah.
Have a good one, Caribou.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
Eat some RSO, man. Eat some RSO to help
Good
that
to see
back.
you, man. Right on. Shoot. Well, listen.
So out of that 1 gallon of product, when I run it out, I tend to get at least, even my worst time, I do maybe 5 grams.
Okay.
Just to be like a conservative number, I would say 5 grams on some real leafy bad product or something.
Okay.
Not
Yeah. No, just curious. You've inspired me to get back to that damn machine. I kept looking at it thinking, oh, you pissed me off. But no, if I can, actually, buddy's he's
I'm
quite
curious you
experienced.
said that though, because I was thinking about calling them and trying to get a hold of one of those new, because they redesigned the actual crucible, the where, you know, and they said they redesigned the lid because they said the redesign made it easier to seal. So when you said you had trouble with it, made me rethink that.
Okay, well, I'm going to get back to figuring this thing out. I'm going to figure it out, but yeah, it seems to me the first time or the second time I used it, I did not use any alcohol on the lid. So you know, so I'm going to do that, and then, like you said, really push down on it for a while. You know, they show a little push. Yeah. Yeah, and then you watch for that light to stop, the green light to stop flashing, and then you know you got a seal.
Yeah.
So yeah. So
that thing makes me so pissed off, dude. Sometimes I just fucking put it, get it all ready, put the lid down, and then put a little a towel across the top and throw a cinder block on that bitch, and then hit start and walk away.
Okay.
I am not gonna fucking stand here and wait. Then I'll come back and check on it in a little bit.
Yeah. No, it shouldn't take 15-20 minutes to create a seal, that's for sure.
Right.
But yeah, no,
I think the rubber gets weak eventually. I'm not sure. It's like on mine, it's a rubber gasket seal on the top, and it has 2 zip ties, or I think you guys call them zap straps up there.
Yeah.
To hold that rubber tight against the, I don't know, hold the shape or something. And they move, they kind of float sometimes. So I'm always wondering in my head, do they have to be a certain way? Which way are they supposed to be? Sometimes they're close together, sometimes they're far apart. And I don't know if it affects it or not.
Yeah,
so just fuck with them. I fuck with them. I don't know if it does any good, but I fuck with them, and then it works, and I just let it do its thing until it doesn't work. Then I fuck with them again.
Well, Rick's Canadian, so he's using duct tape.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I'm going to take a closer look at it and figure it out, and I'll take a picture or video of it.
That's funny. Shredder in chat says, "Did you read the manual or instructions? That's the last resort. I know." Well, funny enough, they do not include.
Watch a video.
Funny enough, they don't even include a manual. If you want a manual, you have to go online and download it.
Exactly.
You can't jump on YouTube.
Yeah, and the download is like 20 some odd pages, and I'm going, wait a minute, that's a couple of trees. I mean, come on. Yeah, that's exactly what happened to me.
I was like, fuck all that.
There really is no YouTube video on this thing.
There is.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And so-
And that's
okay.
what I did. I put it on YouTube and then I hit pause and went over and checked the thing. And then I came back and watched more YouTube. And eventually I got through the first run. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I'll commit to a YouTube video before I'll commit to all these fucking pages of a fucking printout. No.
Well, exactly. Yeah, exactly. It's like warnings, for God's sake. Why do you need warnings? God, never heard of lawn darts? Come on.
If I'm doing it quick, I'll watch some videos. But if there's like written info, I'll go back and I'll read the written info.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's kind of where,
just to know, you know,
that's kind of where I'm at with this thing. And then I come to my friends in Zoom and then I got my buddy coming on and we're going to figure it out. We're going to figure it out. That was what you said tonight was very helpful. Spartan, makes a lot of sense.
I'm glad I got out, man. That's all I've figured out, honestly. I wish I'd had the answer to make it work every time, first time. It would be wonderful.
Huh. Okay.
I'm about ready to call him, honestly, because right now I'm pretty much down. I haven't been able to get it to work for the last 3 days, 4 days.
Yeah, you were saying that. Yeah, that's not right.
Yeah, so I think it's time just to at least everything's on back. I went to, you can order the seal, the rubber part of the lid, but it's on, like they don't have any, whatever you call it, back order.
Oh, it took me months to get this Ito machine. 3 or 4, at least 4 months. Yeah.
Hey, Spartan, have you ever thought about maybe going and making another seal? Because you say it's out of what, like a silicone or a rubber?
I think it's a rubber.
I use
inflatable too.
gaskets for my car all the time, you know. Give it a try.
Yeah, and that's good suggestion.
Get a bicycle tire.
No,
go
and
out
that's
get a sheet and then cut it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good suggestion, but I'm surprised that that obviously you brought this to their attention and they suggested to you that they addressed it, but here I am having to, mind you, like when you look at the video, they use their thumbs and they gently push down, but I guess they just do that for show. I guess you really have to give it some more force.
I just do. I don't know.
I imagine if they're out of seals, then you must have to replace the seals.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I've used this a total of twice.
Yeah, you're at a different level. You're starting off, Rick. Yeah. He's probably used his quite a few times.
Oh,
no
man,
shit.
I can't even tell you how many times.
Yeah.
That's why
he might be down for a new seal, man.
Even end of the fucking worst case scenario, if I have to buy a new unit, I wouldn't even be that mad because I've had this fucking thing for at least 2 years now, and I have
I'll go buy a new one.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they're just expensive as shit, man. They're like thousands of dollars, not hundreds of dollars.
Yeah.
Well, you were bragging about Rick's upgrade because he bought the newer one.
I know. I've been looking at the fucking things. You guys are trying to talk me into it.
But
no. I mean, just get the seal. Fuck it.
The beauty of it is that
right until the wheels fall off.
It pays for itself pretty quickly though when you don't when you recover that much alcohol.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
especially when it's.
I'll put a pre-order in.
What's that?
I'll put a pre-order in.
Pre-order in.
Yeah, please, because those 3 just didn't make it more than 6 days.
Yeah.
But it was really good. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
It was like what we made back in Thailand.
Awesome. Yeah, I think the key there is like that full spectrum, that get as many as you can cannabinoids and just fucking throw them in the mix.
Yeah.
I need to get something to drink. I got cotton mouth and I am dry as shit and nothing to drink. Be right back.
You're high when your mouth is dry.
Yes, super dry.
So
I'm here, guys. I'm gonna have to jump off. I'm gonna end up passing it, sitting up again.
Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you, buddy.
Yeah, I've had a long week. Okay, it was great
Have a good
chatting
night.
again, Steve Paul, and I'll jump in Sunday morning in the chat and hang out again.
Cool, man.
Awesome. Love you all. Take care, man. It was a blast again. You guys are keeping me sane over here.
Right on. Good
Love
to
you,
see you,
Chief.
Chief.
Thanks for putting out the content you put out too, man. You always put out great vibes, man. Appreciate you, brother.
Sweet, thanks.
sure.
I'll keep it coming.
True that.
Okay.
Well, I'm about to take a dab before I start mopping, so I don't know what you guys are.
It's up to these guys.
Without a dab frog.
I mean, there's always a dab frog going on in my head. You guys want to keep going? I mean,
I'm closing up shop. Y'all can do what you do.
Yeah, you got
I got
that Dead and Company, don't you, right down the street?
Yep. I'm gonna mop up over here, finish up, and go hang out with the alley rats.
Wow.
If I knew you were that close, I'd be at your shop.
Hell yeah, man. That'd been fun. All this shit snuck up on me too, man. I gotta keep more aware of what's going on around me. I didn't even know I thought it was another 2 weeks away. Oh, yeah. Cheers, everyone. Well, I'll be seeing you soon up there at Croptoberfest, yeah?
Yeah, I'll be out there.
I heard Fluffy's it's a go that Fluffykins is coming. You could be able to meet him. He's a cool cat.
Cool.
He grows some dank too, man. He's got an old Hawaiian sativa strain from I think 85 that they've kept it. It's pretty gnarly. I'm gonna go on mute because I'll probably cough. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers. That's one good thing, and it was really nice meeting you in person, Spartan, the past couple weeks here in Michigan.
Likewise.
It's really nice, especially being 10,000 miles away and being able to talk to you people on Zoom here and YouTube, and then finally coming back home. And since I do travel a little bit, I get to come and meet quite a few of you, and it's a great time.
It's so fucking cool too, dude, to like have the YouTube community come into the your local community too. It's saying you can just fucking hang out and have a good time. So I call my whole cannabis community is kind of centered around the Michigan Bros Grow Show. That's kind of where we started building everything, and we just that's where I live in Michigan, and we kind of just didn't feel like there was a cannabis community that we really fit into, so we kind of gravitated to each other, and we built our own damn community, right? And we're just inclusive. It's like we don't not include people. It's just
you let us on.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like,
especially me. Holy fuck.
We don't have too hard of rules. Just don't be assholes,
That's why I've never been on yet.
I was gonna say, and he still let me on.
Yeah, I don't have any of the control there. I don't know who the fuck they have bringing on. Although I did hear, we don't hardly ever have guests, but I did hear that we are having a special guest. I don't know if it's this Sunday. It might be this Sunday. Jamie Lowell. So
yeah.
It would be super awesome. Talk to him. He's a lawyer. He helped write the law in 2008 for the caregivers and the patients. So one of the first dispensary, what we call them provisioning centers here. One of the first provisioning center owners here in Michigan. He's always been an advocate here as a lawyer. So I always I don't care. Anytime I get to talk to Jamie Lowell, I'm fucking there. I love to ask questions about laws, especially right now in these times. So I got to talk to him at the Capitol too. So that was cool.
And that's your tomorrow wake and bake?
No, we'll talk to him on Sunday, I think, for the Bro Show Live.
Gotcha.
I don't know who's going to be there for the wake. I think probably the normal cast, Sequence and Tara and Dan. And I don't know if Baked would be there. He might be working this weekend. I don't remember.
Being a boomer.
Yeah, probably being a boomer. I called him that the other day. I don't remember why.
Isn't he working over there with you?
Yes. It's spreading.
Yeah, he's working with me now.
Oh yeah, man, that's gotta be cool.
Yep, he's working with me. Matt's gone and Baked is in. So it's been fucking cool hanging out with Baked, man. He lives right near me too.
Yeah.
Like he's probably about, well, not super near. Probably about 20 minutes from me, 15-minute drive. So it's still pretty close.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
I'm gonna come by Astro's neck of the woods here pretty soon. Go see him.
Oh yeah, I know his general area. I don't know. I haven't been to his place.
Yeah. I'm gonna go check out some places out by there.
Sweet.
Yeah, boy.
Then this Sunday's the Ethino. How do you say that? Entheogen Fest, the very first.
Ooh.
In Ann Arbor, Michigan, because they decrimmed, or what do they call it? Lowest priority, I guess is what they're calling it. But so there's going to be on the University of Michigan Diag, I think it is. They're going to be just, I don't think they're going to be like having actual entheogens there for sale or anything, but they're going to have information and probably all of the stuff you need to support those occupations, I guess we'll say. But I don't know if I'm going to head out there or not, because it starts at 11 a.m. the first speaker, and yeah, I don't know. I'll just see if I get enough of my work done. I got a bunch of garden work I got to get caught up on. If I get enough done, I might shoot out there Sunday. I don't know. But it's called it's the very first, the Entheogen Fest. I'm sure it's going to get badass later as years go on. It would be cool to be the first one though. I might show up.
And you say that's Sunday, huh?
That's Sunday.
Because I've got to be up Friday night.
Yeah, that one's on. And that's another thing. It's kind of enemy territory for Spartan, man. Going at U of M. Ugh. That's where they have hash bash. I have to go there once a year already. Now you want me to make me go twice a year? Fuck.
Hey, you're remembering I'm a Buckeye. So
That's even worse, dude. That's even worse.
There.
Dude, they murder your ass. Don't even fucking wear your Ohio State shit there.
I got that big sticker on the back of the car, man.
Yeah.
There's a replacement policy on my insurance for windows too.
Smart.
Good move.
Well, I moved to Michigan in 2011, and I moved to Thailand in 2017.
Nice. Where were
Like
you
I
at
said,
Michigan?
basically 6 minutes, 7 minutes from Eagle.
Oh, nice. That's
Never knew him. Never knew
man.
him. Never knew him at the club because I never really talked to a lot of people.
Oh, okay.
And I can see pot arm's length away in a jar if I'm going to like it or not.
Yeah,
because I could usually smell it.
Oh, nice. Yeah. You want the stuff that you can put in a dirty fucking bong and still taste through all the shit. Yeah, that's the shit you want. That's real talk right there. You don't hear that shit ever.
But
Captain
really
420 in the club. I'm sorry. I had a flash for a moment. So were you like in one of those like crazy discos?
Oh, it's Vehicle City Social. I'm assuming is what he's talking about.
Oh man, I was hoping he was down there. Yeah, his John Travolta on.
Staying alive.
Yeah, I would have actually been there a couple nights ago, but my card actually expired on the 6th.
Oh shit. Oh, I'm glad you just said that. Mine's getting close. I need to fucking re-up on my card.
I have it. I have a Thai cannabis permit for THC and CBDs, both.
They probably recognize it in Michigan then.
That's how I got into Buddy's event.
Perfect.
I also have a picture from the US government that says, here's your lost state ID and your medical card, and you can read the expiration date on it and everything.
Oh, perfect.
So I do have that, but it just sucks that it was with like $1,000 too, and a credit card.
Yeah. I wonder, I don't know. I don't even know the law there. I wonder if you have to be a resident of Michigan to get a medical card in Michigan. I wonder.
Well, I
if
am.
Oh, well then, yeah, just get a medical card in Michigan and you're set.
When I was in town, they don't even, the doctor that I use is actually on, because I wanted to go see him in person because he's on the board. So I wanted to ask him some questions. And they're not doing in-office visits.
Right. So
And
video stuff.
another doctor called me back, and as I'm talking to him, there was an accident in the parking lot because I got a rental car, so I'm smoking outside.
Oh,
And
Jesus.
I'm doing an interview with him to get my car renewed. And now it's just right over the phone. They can renew your card for you if you've been a patient before.
That's fucking awesome. I just got an email about the place that I go to that they have a online one, like you were saying with the video thing, but that's even easier with the phone. Damn.
Yeah. So, matter of fact, tomorrow I have to call them and give them this address here in Ohio, just like I did with my driver's license when I was up for the Clio Cup. I ended up getting my driver's license.
Oh, nice. So yeah, now you're all set. Now you can just go into any place or any event.
Yeah, when I was in Ann Arbor, because I got to stop by and talk to Red for a bit, I stopped at this place.
Exclusive, yeah, Ann Arbor.
Yeah, and I wish I had my medical. They wouldn't take my tie.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
That's kind of fucked. We're supposed to reciprocate maybe because it's not from the United States. I don't know. In our law, it says we reciprocate other medical cards. We accept them here.
In Thailand, my medical card for Michigan is good. My medical card from California is good.
Yeah, it should have been. It should have been good here. If you, yeah, I don't understand.
California cards are good here.
But
should have shown me your California card.
There were more California buyers than there were my state buyers, like last year.
That's fucking crazy.
Because
they were ordering them online.
So since it was the date of my accident, I did spend a little bit. And for a first time, even rec person, you get a 20% discount.
That's fucking
and
awesome.
Then they ended up
that covers your taxes. There's a lot of it.
Then they gave me a nice free sample of strawberries and cream. They gave me an eighth. Yeah, they're small little buds, but I understand that's what most of the tasty stuff today is, like runts and stuff.
Yeah. Cookies was right like that too.
A free eighth and 20% off on my order, my first order. So, you know, I didn't complain. There was some items there that, you know, sitting in Thailand, it's like, okay, I want to try that one. I want to try that one. I want to try Rainbow Driver.
What'd you end up getting? You didn't say.
Here, maybe I can read it better off this because I don't have glasses. Of course, I got the Tropicana cookies.
Oh, you'll like that, man. I like that.
I've actually had a little sample. It was sent over in one of my care packages. It's a sesquiterpene.
Yeah,
I taste that all the way through it.
Yep.
And you know what? Good. They got rid of it because it doesn't produce weight.
I think Sequence still has a cut of that. I'm pretty sure because I've smoked some of that not that long ago from him.
Then the straw nana. I had that.
One of the most potent ones right there. I haven't had straw nana.
We had that all over the state here, but the cultivars that were doing it at the time that I was going to the dispensaries and such, like they just trashed it. We could never get a good cultivar sample from it. I was kind of disappointed because I heard so many good things about that. So I'd love to try it from another cultivar from around here.
Yeah, that's why I was hearing out of Cali. Like that straw nano was like fucking everybody was talking it up, and I just never got around to trying it.
I actually tried it in Thailand. We grew it.
Oh, no kidding.
We grew it outdoor, and it tasted really nice, even for being in Thailand, which burns off most of your terps. Okay. Banger Mac was another one. And then El Diablo times Chem 4.
Oh, anything with Chem, I'm interested. And anything
I heard
with
that
Mac, I'm
Diablo
interested usually.
serious too, though.
Chem makes everything better.
And then a little Dosey.
Oh, nice.
Dosey's about
That's
thing, right?
daytime. That's good shit for daytime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like 33. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to keep the range, and I seen their menu and I said, that looks like a pretty good menu, because there's a few things on there I'd like to go try. So I stopped by before I was to meet Red.
Oh yeah.
Awesome. Ella Beasley, I think it was asking what the cost in Michigan for a card. I think it's around $100, and then they run some deals where you can get a little bit cheaper here and there. But if you get a doctor who has a little bit of a ball sack, you could just have them write it for you for free. Then you just got to pay for the registration or the state.
Yeah, we have like middlemen in here in Illinois. So if you don't want to go to a doctor or something, you call a middleman. It's all over the phone. You pay that guy extra $100. He'll be able to talk to the doctor, present the doctor with everything for you. Next day, you can, download your card and use it. So for about $300, you're ready to rock and roll.
Ours are for like 2 years too. Are you guys 1 or 2 out there?
We can do 1 to 3.
Oh, nice.
But then with the whole COVID thing, they said they're automatically renewing them, all sorts of shit. Because like Illinois, like the whole medical system here with the cannabis is just messed up. Like they just did a whole investigation into the lottery they just had for the
Yeah, that was some bullshit. What
crazy.
was what the investigation come out with? What they say?
Over a third of the dispensaries that were social equity, corporate cannabis had ties in one way.
Oh fuck!
Like they were supporting. Yeah, it's crazy. And like that's just what was like found out. You know what I mean?
I just read an article today and learned that 24% of the square footage that's supposed to be growing cannabis right now is not even growing cannabis. And they're expanding the square footage. And this is all due to a lawsuit over the way the law was written here in Ohio. They made it so a couple people could make money, and that was basically it, and wait out for recreational.
I think that's how Illinois they had the same basis. They saw like the caregiving up in Michigan and some other states and stuff like that. They're like, hold on, them cats are making too much money. I want that money. So we had Verano and Cresco come in here, and they, before it was even legalized, were sitting there lobbying for these bills and this underwriting within the bills for the caregiving license. There isn't any. If you want to be a caregiver, I can sign up to go pick up your medicine for you somewhere, but that's it, and only one person. That's the type of caregiving system we have set up here. They just kind of took it out of the hands for somebody to grow it for somebody else. And now that they're doing this craft cannabis, they're starting a small craft cannabis license. That's recreationally only. So if you want top grade, product and stuff like that, that's small batch grown and made and stuff like that, you're not allowed to get it as a medical patient. You have to buy it as a recreational.
Fucking stupid.
So like, say you want a gram of concentrates at rec price is like $120, dude, for some decent fucking.
Oh my god.
You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck?
Jesus, for a gram.
But I mean, you look at it, dude. It's like the Apple store. There's a line down the street, bro.
You almost
My
get
hom-
an ounce for
My
that.
homies,
You
my
almost
homies
get an
still
ounce of
work
flour
with
for
me right
that.
now, dude, for fucking weed. It's crazy how they do it, but what else? That's why we put out the good vibes and fight the good fight.
That sounds like a methanol clinic to me, man.
Oh, Matthew SoCal's asking in chat. It says, is Michigan government issued cards done through the doctor? Yes, you have to see a doctor. It could be a it's not just a doctor. There's other like sports doctors and stuff like that. They all count. And then there are other part of the question, done same day. There are services that are called same day because you do them online and then you can get an email back and use that email until you get your hard copy card. So yeah, technically same day you could walk in with that printout.
Didn't they have doctors like over there at Clio?
Yeah, at the events and stuff, a lot of these events, they'll have doctors that will do same day cards for you too. They have to wait 35 days for their cards, for their card approval in Cali. Oh my gosh.
I'm
I'm
found.
speaking more of renewals. I don't know if you can like get a card same day. Maybe. I think you still can. Because
You
when
get the paperwork.
because when I went to, even when I went into the physical location, saw the doctor, I left with paperwork and they said that is your card until you get your hard one. So it was same day, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, I haven't found any doctors that would actually prescribe it. Like I said, I had to go to Canicare. My cancer doctor wouldn't even give it to me.
I have a lead on one, but I'm not going to say anything until I until I go to this guy and see if he does or not. But if he does, I'm going to fucking shout him from the rooftops if he's okay with it.
Yeah, we should have one over here. But, it is what it is.
My doctor, if they could do in-office visits the same day, you just got to sit in the waiting room and wait your turn.
Yeah.
But you can come in and do it that way. I did it that way because I found out who he was and I wanted to talk to him really.
But you had to pay for the card, right?
Well, his office visit, this time it was $105. And since I was a renewal, I got a discount. And my card for 2 years in Michigan is $60.
See, I gotta double check because last I knew your primary care was the only one that could actually prescribe it. I could be wrong. It's been a while since I checked.
Profited off of this.
Yeah. But they won't prescribe it because they really can't. Kind of goes against the idea. So that's why you gotta go to the middleman.
What I've heard is what they're afraid of is, what is it? Something to do. Oh, it's with the insurance companies.
Yes.
So the insurance companies don't want them recommending it because it's a direct competition to them, obviously. Yep. So the fear is if they were to be known as a doctor that is handing out these cards, that these drug companies would be, not giving them any breaks, charging them full price and blah, 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 blah. Not whining and dining them like they normally do.
Right. The whistleblower.
Ooh, he's got the
Grady, I'm out of here. I'm gonna go listen to the Dead play. So
I got a big bag too.
Hey man, have fun.
Enjoy.
Yeah, have fun.
Enjoy, buddy.
All right, y'all have a good night. Always love
I was
everybody.
wish I was with you, brother. Peace. Damn, another show I missed. Oh well. Well, there's a run of shows in New York City, and there's the end of October out in California for Warren Haynes. So maybe I'll go join Buddy Kilowatt out there and chat. And we'll go catch a couple shows this winter.
Nice.
That would be cool. Meet up with people in chat.
Well, that's what I'd like to do really for the next couple months, because it's 3 months for your equality discount paperwork to go through. So I've already got the LLC. And now I just basically have to go fill out the paperwork and pay the money and put in for it. And I'll cross my fingers that I get that 50 to 55% discount. Because for me, that discount is basically all the light I need. So it buys all the light for my whole thing.
Right.
But there's a whole bunch of other stuff that goes on, just like, you know, Spartan's. I know he's got a whole bunch he wants to say, and I'm going to come out and say it. I may sound like it's easy, but it only comes out easy because I've been planning on having this for 16 years now. Was my idea of having a craft cannabis nursery. And I did in California. And it did end up opening up into a nursery in California in the Bay Area now. And they put out a ton of clones. But in 2007, they didn't do that. 2008, they weren't selling clones. 2009, Harborside was selling clones. And then Dark Cars Nursery came out.
Right.
When I came back to Ohio.
There's people selling clones right now.
Yeah, I know they are.
I found a site yesterday.
But
I was looking for that coffee that died on me.
But if you wanted to do it in the legal market, the way that they wrote their regulations right now, it's fucking a joke. It's a joke that you make a product that's fucking got a 14-day expiration date where you eat the cost after 14 days if it doesn't sell. What kind of stupidness is that? They literally make you destroy it. You can't.
You just take orders.
Yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying. It's just fill an order and that's it.
Yeah.
They really
But
limit
the
you
whole
to be able
thing
to like
is-
work with the public. That's where you're pretty much tied into working with, you know, bigger operations.
That I was just about to say, the whole thing is I cannot sell to the public. I have to tag them all, and they have to go through a dispensary. So my idea was to get 5 or 6 friends together and have them open up micro businesses and run them through their micro business.
Have you seen the new micro business model that they're proposing?
No.
It's a class A micro business. They're calling it class A micro business. I believe they're calling it. Shit. I had notes on this somewhere.
Did they raise the plant count from 150?
600.
Oh yeah.
And you can, and with the storefront, you're able to bring in product from other processors, or so, you know, you could sell flour that's not yours.
Awesome.
That's just, I'm just going off memory, so I might be a little foggy on some of it, but I thought
So I was going to use those micro businesses to actually flour out the clones that I was selling. I was going to feed them all their clones that they need for their micro business.
Okay, yeah. So you'd be a nursery, you'd be a different business. You'd be a nursery, you know, you'd just be supplying, you'd be their veg.
Yeah. The only plants I would have in flowering would be for genetics for seed.
Yeah.
And I planned on having 400 for that count.
And then you could operate the storefront as a regular storefront, just bring in different people's flour and sell it and products if you wanted to, or you could just have a storefront to sell clones, just that people wanted to walk in and get them, I guess.
Well, not only the clones, but they can come in and get the flour from those clones too.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the whole idea, is to get,
you
get
could
these
loop it.
strains out to the people.
You could provide the veg for a grow. The grow could grow the flour and sell it back to your storefront. And you can sell the flour and just complete the loop.
But I really liked your idea of doing like the being an event coordinator.
Yeah, I think that's where the money's gonna be, dude. And it'd be so fun. It'd just be
I've
fun.
done all that before. I've put on conventions with the comic books and the baseball cards and stuff like that. So, you know, I'm used
I think there's a
to.
big need for that because there's gonna be a point to where they start cracking down and say, okay, this event did not have a license, whatever stupid license that it has, and they're gonna start cracking down on that shit. And so they're gonna need an event coordinator to do the licensing for them and get all that shit square.
And I think if Buddy and Clio would have had seats in a tent for people that didn't have cards, that would have been a much better thing.
I agree
But
with you.
to get into the medical tent, you needed to have a medical card.
Yeah.
So, you know,
So that
just
just
a couple years
turns the other
ago, you
people
didn't need
away.
it.
They just leave. Nobody's gonna hang out if they can't go into the main where everything's going on, you know. I agree with you. I mean, that excludes basically all non-medical people, really.
This smells really good.
What do you got there?
I got the Grape Glee from Red Setter Farms.
Yeah. Red always does a good job.
It's got a nice smell to it. Nice and sticky too.
Yep. Red really got some terpy weed too.
Oh yeah, that of course I did put the cap underneath it as it all fell, but
Oh,
when
you got
I
a white
opened
cap.
this
I don't
up,
have a white cap yet. Wow, nice.
yeah, when I opened this up, I was like, oh my God, I had to ask him how he did it because the terpene profile just popped on it.
He does a good job with his
So,
hash, man.
yeah. I've got some special we did a little trade. I've got some special bubble hash coming my way.
Oh, nice.
So yeah.
Super cool. Red's such a cool guy, man.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, I may rip on him a little bit about his joint rolling abilities and the length of it and shit like that, but you know, I still send him love. Because you know
I don't
what,
know if there's a
he's
more
one I want to
entertaining
sit
dude,
down.
man.
I want to sit down with him at a Grateful Dead show or festival one afternoon, totally baked, and you
Oh,
know,
dude, it's magical just hanging out with Red for a night, man. He doesn't sleep,
yeah.
man. He stays up the whole time. There's music going, there's fucking party lights going. It's fucking an experience. It's an experience, man. It's a whole thing.
I got a pocket full of that party too.
Yeah, Red knows how to party. He's the shaman of the group. He's actually super stoked about the I always have a hard time saying it, the Theogen Fest on Sunday. That's kind of what the direction he wants to go into is a therapeutic. Really push how it can help with like PTSD and help push past just roadblocks in people's minds. So that's cool to watch him chase his passion, just like Sequence. He's posted in his Instagram stories today. The glass blowing, how he put it, he got his torch up and going. He had the flame shooting out. So
that's exciting.
It's fucking awesome to see them guys, you know, chasing their dreams, you know.
For sure.
So I was talking to a friend today, and I was going through some of the genetics that I picked up. And he said, well, I kind of just went through a tough time and, had some heart surgery. So if any of these happen to sound good to you, let me know and maybe they could be available. There is, since there's a whole bunch of people out there that really like, oh, I'm drawing a blank, from Michigan, seed breeder. Did Jack the Ripper?
Muted, Spartan.
Oh, Jack the Ripper was Subcool. He's not from Michigan, but
Okay, well, Subcool. He came across the full pack of those.
Oh wow. F1,
unopened. And I said, I'll check around because there may be somebody out there that could help with your car payment.
It's likely. There's probably got to be people out there.
So if anybody's interested, don't be stupidly small with the offer. Like I said, he just had heart surgery.
Right.
So, those are up there and available. People can get in touch with me through my Instagram, Ohio's Captain Dank.
I will also reach out to Eagle Gardens because he might be interested in those himself.
Okay.
I'm not sure if he might have some himself, but if not, he might be interested in them.
I think he did.
Okay.
Because he went through a list of what he had one night and everybody was kind of like, ooh, ooh.
Okay, he may have them then. All right. He used to be like a distributor from it. He was close to Subcool, so he has a lot of them, I'm sure. Well, guys, I am stoned as fuck, and I'm going to go to bed here soon. So I was like, I'm going to be logging out. I'm almost to 1 a.m. though. 12.
Same here, man.
Yeah, it's getting.
I've been listening to both my dogs, one on each side of me, snore for like the last hour, and it's just like that seesaw, like it's like putting me to sleep. I'm just like, oh.
I got this one here forcing me. He's like, "Why are we not in bed yet, Daddy? Why are we not in bed yet?"
Yeah, mine was just looking at me a little while ago. What's going on?
Yeah, this is later than usual,
They don't
man.
let you wait. They don't let you get away with nothing. Hey, great seeing you tonight, fellas, and Crazy Pop Mom. Chat as usual. Been a great night.
Likewise,
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
awesome.
Lucy, we're going to bed. Come here.
I wish I could have actually talked to chat. Sorry, guys. I'm getting a new phone. I swear to God. This
Kept an eye
other
out
one
once
just
in a while, but yeah, I'm missing at least half.
Yeah, my phone's just shit. It's not taking a charge very well. So like by the time the show started, I was at like 5%. So I was like,
no good.
Gotta plug it in.
All right, we'll see you guys. I'm out of here.
Later, man.
You guys have a good night.
Later.
Have a great night, everybody.
Later, chat.
Peace.
See you, Cap.
Have a good one, Prophet.
I feel kind of bad. Crazy Pop Mom ain't here. Oh, there she is.
Sorry, I lost my connection, so I didn't even hear that you guys were leaving.
Well, yeah, things got mellowed out. It's almost 1 over here, so.
Yeah, here too.
Yeah. Yeah. I see you wearing a collar for me. I appreciate that.
I am. I know
Love
you
it.
do. Husband did too. That's why I was late.
Well, I'll talk to you tomorrow on Discord.